You have no idea the amount of ignorance we're about to get into right now.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Terrence.
What's up?
And special guest, Tiara.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. This is episode 124, Black Panther. Obviously, we all very excited about the new Marvel movie for many reasons, but we thought that this movie actually had a lot more to say than just be a general action movie, so we decided to do it. We brought in Tiara because Black women are in it. I mean, like a little bit. A little bit in this movie.
Not just Black women, but dark-skinned Black women.
Yes, big deal.
Yay, we exist.
We're on TV and movies now.
This is some wonderful special effects.
They made Tessa Thompson so dark.
It's just like a row of light-skinned Black women. They just like paint on. Like, there you go, get out there. You're African now. Like this is offensive. No, but the movie does deal a lot with women, so we definitely want to get another perspective. Obviously, this movie's out in theaters right now, and the hype for this movie is crazy. It already made $218 million in its first weekend, which is...
Has anything done... What has beaten that?
The first Avengers.
I think Civil War.
No.
It didn't beat it?
No. Civil War is outpacing Civil War.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Like, that's nuts.
It wasn't only projected to make like $165 million.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, it was $100 million. Then they were like, $150 million. $200 million. $215.
Technically, the weekend's not even over yet.
Right, because you still have Monday.
We're recording Sunday. Wow. But, yeah. This shit going to be like $250 million.
So it's going to hit $1 billion, right?
Yes,
I would think it would hit $1 billion.
Yes.
Somebody...
And there's 2 white people in this movie.
It's too many.
Too many. Yeah, well, you're right. But...
One of the things somebody pointed out to me before we get our impressions was that this has already in 3 days made more than the last X-Men movie made domestically. Period.
Damn.
That felt good.
What was the last X-Men movie? Was that First Class? No. It was
it was like 13 years ago.
First Class came out like 5 years ago.
No, it was
I don't remember
Days
the
of
name.
Future Past.
No, Apocalypse.
Whatever. I never...
Yeah,
okay.
They just run together. They're good.
Wasn't it? Wait,
no, Apocalypse.
Oh, right.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
People don't even remember.
Had Apocalypse in there, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Very good. So we'll start with Tiara and go around our impressions of the movie and our out of 5 score, as if that even needs to be said, but go ahead.
So I loved it. Obviously, I saw it twice. I saw it again last night with a bunch of niggas who couldn't keep their mouth shut. But
I love how well you fit in on this show. Go ahead.
But I think I loved it even more the second time around, just because of some little things I didn't notice before, like with Nakia and who was the other Okoye?
Yeah.
So the scene where they're like about to in Korea when they're about to go like meet the deal or whatever, and they do the whole split apart thing. That's the kind of thing you only see in white movies, particularly like Captain America or something like that. But you never see that kind of spy element with just 2 Black women. And I also really liked how the Black women in the film, they were both fierce and like complex, and they were also attractive and feminine. And you never see dark-skinned Black women who are just made to look like regular human beings who can do a bunch of things except for just being just quote unquote strong Black women who are just there to support Black men. We also have our own agency, so it was nice to see that too. But I do have some issues with it.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Micah, your thoughts?
Most of my initial impressions can be seen on the Coming Distractions review that we did. So I won't get too deep into it now, but the movie's perfect for me. I fuck it. I love it. I can't think of any flaws. It's perfection. It is a piece of art. It is what every movie should aspire to be in terms of visuals and storytelling.
Yeah.
And well, look, I mean, look, this film has an extra bone in its body, so it can run faster and jump higher than every other fucking movie.
Twitch muscles in the movie.
It did.
It just feels nice to be seen. Like that's how I felt. If I actually felt seen in this movie. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Okay. For me, it's, I don't know, like Mike and I reviewed it. Yeah, it's a 7, 9, 10 out of 5. Who cares? It's really, really great. I've seen it twice. To me, what I liked about the movie was this is the second most, well, actually maybe the third most character driven story that Marvel has done, and clearly it's best, right? It shows like the main character actually isn't just a hero, but he's complex. The villain is extremely complex, which is important, which is a lot of conversation around the villain, especially. The side characters are mostly women, and they absolutely hold their own in this movie. I like that there are no damsels in distress. There's literally like one moment that happens, and it's not like, oh no, please, like, no, they're just like in a fight, and then like, you know, shit goes left. Like that's just the way it goes. I just thought that all of the characters stood out, like, in their own ways, where you can really remember people. It's not like, oh, who's that guy or who's that woman? Like, everybody has their thing, whether you agreed with them or you thought they were a good person or a bad person. They all just stood out uniquely. Mike and I, when we did our review for Coming Distractions, one of the things that we talked about is the world of Wakanda was so complex that it could be its own thing. Like, it could be its own Game of Thrones style show, just dealing with those 5 tribes of Wakanda, which I thought was fascinating. The politics of this world or this part of the world is right up front, which I really dug. And most importantly, it was so unapologetically Black and unapologetically African, right? Because a lot of times with films that take place in Africa or you know, deal with traditional African like rituals and things like that, they try to shy away from it because it's like people will make fun of it, or it doesn't seem modern or something like that. And they didn't do that. They were just like, yeah, we have all this like crazy future tech stuff, but these, you know, traditional things still exist. Like, they didn't shy away from that, which I appreciated. And I think it's a movie that could only be as good as it is because Black people were the ones behind it. You could have gotten a good movie. I'm sure you could have gotten a good Black Panther movie with a white director and a white writer. I'm sure it'd have been fine. But you wouldn't have gotten that extra bit that you got. Like, that, this movie, I would argue, is for everybody. But there's that other like extra 30% that you could only get from Black people working on it. And as a Black person, it's an extra 30% of the movie extra that you get out of it that I don't think other people in the audience would truly understand. So yeah, I loved it. It was fucking great.
Did you notice, like, in like Shuri's lab, how even though it was like very techie, but you also saw like African art like that was etched into the ramps and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. Terrence?
I love the movie. That is all. No, I'm just no. Like, my initial when it was announced all those years ago, I'm like, I really hope they get this right. And then once we saw the trailer, like, that shit gave me chills. But at the same time, I was like, I just want it to be good. Yeah, this is a trailer. Trailers are supposed to make movies look good. I'm like, I just want this movie to be good. Everybody got super hyped. Like, I was hyped to see it, but not as hyped as everybody else, like dressing up and everything. I'm like, I ain't gonna do all that. I just want the movie. Yeah, I just want the movie to be good.
Right.
I went to see it Friday morning, and when I finished watching the movie, what did I send? What was the text?
I believe it was nigga. I believe it was your response.
That was it exceeded my expectations. And what, to your point, the fact that it was written and directed by Black people, there were lines in the movie that you would not have gotten if white people had written shit.
Oh, no.
And there was shit in here that I was like, I can't believe they even went there in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I was like,
a Disney subsidiary.
Yeah.
right. I'm like, y'all.
Is this the first Disney film?
Oh, y'all really went out? Okay, that's what's up. It's like,
did Black people? Did y'all get? Did Kevin Feige see this? Did y'all just sneak this in the theaters?
And this is Kevin Feige's favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, he said this is his best one.
I bet it is. It's fucking $218 million.
I mean, but
I love this shit.
Crazy. But no, it's.
I mean, that's a big deal for him to come out and say that, though. In the first weekend.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, he's like, fuck that. It's well deserved. Like, when I was watching it, it didn't feel like a Marvel movie. The first, like the first 2/3 of it,
right? Yeah,
it didn't feel like a Marvel movie until like that last action sequences where you got the heroes music and all that other
the
shit.
score really made it a Marvel.
Yeah, they had to go all out at the end, but like the first 2/3, it was just a great fucking movie with black people, just people that look like me. In this type of movie, with this kind of money behind it, sitting in a black ass movie theater with a 60-something-year-old woman super hyped when the Dora Milaje was on screen. I was like, she wasn't annoying. She was just so happy to see her own people on screen. And I like, shit on me, like not the movie itself, but just her sitting next to me with her husband. I'm like, yo, this shit is awesome. That's why this movie is so important. Because of this 60-year-old black woman sitting next to me right here is like a child watching this movie. It was so awesome. Like it's a 10 out of 5 for me. I love this fucking movie.
You know what's really fucked up is that the way you're describing that, right? There's one other moment in my lifetime where people have had that reaction, and that's when Obama was elected president.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So how fucked up is Hollywood that America elected a black president
10 years ago.
Right.
10th anniversary.
Before, like
damn.
we see black people in some shit.
Right.
Like starring in some shit.
And not just starring, but being up and
Making
down,
it.
like up and down, in front and behind the camera.
Yeah.
Like a blockbuster movie.
Right. That is unapologetic, like just completely black, and it feels mainstream. It feels like the kind of mainstream film I've been waiting to see with people who look like me. And also, like, I was thinking about this yesterday, but I'm really glad they introduced Black Panther the way they did in Civil War, because it kind of got that, initial origin stuff out the way.
Yep.
So, like, in this movie, we just cut right to the chase. Like, he's about to be king, and we get to, like, the Killmonger and stuff. But I'm glad we didn't have to go through the whole, his dad died, and he's confused, and now we have to figure out, now we have to spend a whole movie trying to figure out who killed his dad or whatever. No, we did all that in the Civil War. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could heap enough praise on the movie. Like, I even in all the positive things we're saying, I'm just like, do people get it? Like, seriously, it's really, really good. It's great. Yeah. It works so well on so many levels. I'm just like looking at the cast. Everyone is good. Everybody is great in
it. And it's diverse. And the cast is also diverse. I mean, everyone is black, but everyone is of different, nationalities. Like Chadwick Boseman is from South Carolina, and Michael B. Jordan is from California.
Shocker.
You can definitely hear that in his voice.
Look. Michael B. Jordan is a fine actor. That nigga is going to be from California. All right, calm down. He's going to be in...
That headline was...
he's going to be from California in every movie he's in. Creed, I'm from California by way of Philadelphia. Like, the fuck? He can't change his accent.
I have to tell you.
He's going to be like fucking Denzel Washington.
That's
pretty much
true. But, it was really funny because when they cast him as Eric Killmonger, I was like, Michael B. Jordan's going to do an African accent? I was like, that does not work for me.
I'm glad they dodged that bullet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like Michael B. Jordan, but he has got a Denzel-ish way about him when it comes to doing these other roles.
Some people didn't like his acting in this movie. Some people thought he was a little over the top.
Those people should be dismissed out of hand.
These are black people who said this.
No. Also, do not talk to them. If you are dating them, break up with them.
No. Shout out to the black people last night who went to 50 Shades of Freed or whatever. I was so disappointed.
Like, what are you doing?
They had better have seen Black Panther on Friday. But they were like, well, let's go see a bad movie on Saturday.
Maybe it was sold out, right? Maybe it was sold out.
Like,
then you sit home.
Like, you just watch the trailer, make it at night, and
those,
go see 50 Shades Free.
Those tickets at that theater are like $17.
Yeah.
So,
and they ordered food and shit too.
No, I'm not watching. I'm not watching two mediocre white people have mediocre sex.
Not during Black Panther season.
Not during any season. They're just beating the shit out of each other with paddles for 2 hours. Get out of there. You do that at home for free. So no, I think it's really great. We don't have any clips, obviously, because the movie is still in theaters. And I'm not going to steal the movie because I'm a black person who supports black things. So we're not going to have any clips, but what we are going to do, just like the Wikipedia plot is out there. So we're just kind of going to run through chunks of that and then kind of give our impressions and thoughts throughout.
And if for some reason you haven't watched the movie and you listen to this,
Don't
do that. Something's wrong with you. Turn this shit off. Go see the movie, twice. I haven't seen it twice yet. I'm about to go see it tomorrow morning.
So whoa.
What?
You've seen it twice.
Yes.
You've seen it twice. Mm-hmm. I've seen it twice.
I am 100% Native American.
Okay. I've been planning that joke all day. I was like, I'm gonna give a hard fucking time. I was like, I hope he didn't see it before he came today. I was like, and then you didn't mention. I was like, yeah. I nailed it. No, but I think I'm probably gonna see it a third time. Actually, I think.
Yeah, same.
I've never seen anything 3 times. I'm not going to do that.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Cheap.
Wow.
I mean, that's a fair point.
They got my fucking money.
I'm not spending this much money on a movie until Infinity War comes out. I went through my entire movie budget in February. Just probably yesterday alone.
I do like that you have a specific movie budget.
I do.
She's like, I got 3 screenings left.
And I'm probably going to go over more because I am going to see it a third time. But movies are expensive.
You went to Cinebistro.
And Towson.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah.
Nah, you
went to the
look,
better than you see.
Look, you gotta go to the Senator.
No,
dude.
I was so
They were
disappointed.
$10. $10.
Where?
Senator. Yep.
Yeah, the seats
But
are
they
probably
have street
falling
parking.
apart.
They have street parking. What are you the richest person I know? Oh, they only have street parking.
I don't like street
I
parking.
like parking garages.
Fuck out of here. All right, so let's get into the actual story. The movie opens with this sort of kind of like
Just a quick synopsis of what's going on.
Right. So it talks about centuries ago, 5 African tribes, basically settled on this place called Wakanda, and they discovered vibranium that was like this meteorite that landed there and affected the plant life and everything else. And they talk about the first Black Panther and all this other stuff, and it's just kind of like a general like claymation sort of animation thing that they do. Then it cuts to 1992, where King T'Chaka travels to Oakland, California, which I just found to be humorous. I was like, oh,
Yo,
really?
that shit was hilarious. Like, you just can't not have your fucking city in your movies, can you, bro?
Is that where he's from?
Yeah, he's from
He's from Oakland. But it was Ryan Coogler is, by the way. And it was funny because Johnny, who is one of our fans, he, I guess, lives in that area.
Yeah, he said he went to the theater.
Yeah, and he's like, they said like Oakland, 1992. He was like, there was a couple of Ice Cube like, yay, like, yelled out. I was like, you know what? That makes all the sense in the world. That's hilarious. So 1992, King T'Chaka goes to Oakland to visit his brother Njobu, played by Sterling K. Brown. Now it's interesting because the guy who played young T'Chaka
Is the older T'Chaka's son in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of
what now?
So the guy who played young T'Chaka is the son of the guy who played
John
T'Chaka in Civil War.
Older.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks like Chadwick Boseman.
That's
Right.
what I thought
Yeah.
too.
I was
look
like,
just
yo,
alike.
these niggas are fucking brothers.
They had the
They're both
same
42.
eyes.
Yeah, it was really weird.
They're both what? 42.
They have the same eyes. Yeah, it's funny. I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that.
Because I was like, yo, these niggas look just alike. I was like, is that Chadwick Boseman again?
I thought they did some kind of facial morphing shit.
Oh,
to be
that's-
honest with you, I literally thought, I'm like, yo, this dude looks really, really similar to Chadwick. Are they related?
Yeah, I thought I was
just
like, wow,
like-
this casting is
Great.
really
Yeah,
good.
I was like, this casting is amazing.
Yeah.
Because they got his brother.
So apparently,
Long lost.
the older dude just looked like Chadwick Boseman when he was younger.
So Chadwick Boseman is gonna look like him when he gets older.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't do it. Don't you do it.
Michael,
Look.
is it because that one eye?
I'm just saying. I mean, look, I love the movie and all, but
Because
that shit was real distracting.
It was, dude. It was.
Kind of was.
like one half of his face was literally like looking like down.
Right, yo. I'm just saying.
And when we were watching it, I was just like, yo, I can't bring this up during the review. Like,
Did they transplant Forrest Whitaker's eyes?
Oh.
Like they fixed Forrest's
Like,
eyes,
you
and they were like,
They're like, we only had the budget for one.
You know the thing, Terrence? Like, that cast was really good, too.
Yeah,
yeah, it really was.
yeah. Because when that second flashback happened, it was just like,
by the way, I want to say something.
God.
that guy's last name is Whitaker. I think his name is Denzel Whitaker. No relation.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Are you
no,
serious?
no relation. No relation. His name is
Yo,
Denzel
every black
Whitaker.
person in this movie is related. That's a fact.
Just to reiterate, like from earlier, they have the same eyes still. So
Yeah, they do, boy.
God damn. I would like to point something out, by the way. For people who are listening, or watching on YouTube, who've never seen the show. Yes, we like the movies, but we're also going to make fun of things that we just think are humorous. There's no need to be upset about that. We still love it. It's cool. Take it easy.
Yeah, calm down, especially when we start talking about Killmonger. Like, just
Oh, no, you can be mad about that. Be mad. Stay mad. Put comments. Yeah, I just, like, I see people are like, I'm really upset. I'm like, but we said we liked the movie. Just not enough. Just not enough. So, So Njobu, played by Sterling K. Brown, he's apparently what they refer to as a war dog. He's basically a secret agent for Wakanda, put in Oakland to kind of keep tabs on it. And so T'Chaka shows up with two members of the Dora Milaje, which were
two Grace Jones looking chicks holding spears.
let them in. No,
like, nah, yeah, I don't fuck this shit.
I'm gonna keep the door locked and stay away from it so I don't get stabbed. But so they come in and they basically T'Chaka says that Njobu was working with Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis, one of two white people in this movie, and he helped basically Ulysses Claw infiltrate Wakanda that year and steal a bunch of vibranium and ended up killing a bunch of people. We learned about that earlier in Age of Ultron is when we first met Ulysses Claw. Mm-hmm. And so, we found out about that. Njobu says, no, it wasn't him. He didn't do that. Then you find out that his friend Zuri, who is eventually Forrest Whitaker, by the way, spoilers, is actually also Wakandan, who's standing there, but Njobu didn't know that. And he was actually spying on Njobu for T'Chaka. So, and they all reveal that they have like this tattoo on their inner lip to let people know that they're actually Wakandan, right? Mm-hmm.
How many black people you think are getting ready to get a needle to their mouth?
they better fucking not.
Oh, they're going to do it. And they're idiots. Don't do that. Like, it's just a movie, guys. It's not a real country.
How many black kids went home and did that whole thing to check?
Like a couple of 8-year-olds, and they're just like,
am I from Wakanda?
No.
I guess you are, sweetheart. Bless your heart.
Wakanda, Detroit. Now go sit your ass down some goddamn
What
way.
kind of stupid ass question is that? Fucking what Wakanda stupid ass question is that? There we go. Sorry. Keep going.
Good job.
So,
Yeah, I fucked that up.
you're almost there.
I was almost there. I'll make up for it later.
Good. So then we cut to a scene outside of Njobu's apartment where there's kids playing basketball, and the kids see this light of a ship basically leaving the apartment. So then it cuts to
One of those kids looks suspiciously like young Wallace.
yes.
I mean, I was like, as soon as I saw that shit, I'm like, well, obviously we know
Yeah.
who that is.
They should have just done the classic Marvel CGI and just did Wallace from The Wire. Just CGI'd his
why
face
not?
fuck
With
it.
the cornrows.
Yeah, with the
little
little
cornrows.
Baltimore.
Where's Wallace?
He dead in a house somewhere.
Aww.
Sad. Oh well. So then we go to the present time where we see this is just a week after the events of Civil War, after T'Chaka is killed in a bombing by Helmut Zemo. If you're not an MCU person, that is irrelevant to you. But they're on their ship. T'Challa, Okoye are heading to Nigeria to rescue Nakia, played by Lupita Nyong'o. And Okoye is played by Danae Guerrera. excellently, by the way. And so we find out like they're watching like television or something, and like the newscaster is basically saying that T'Challa is about to become the king because his father died, and you know because he's the older of the two siblings, he's got a sister who we'll meet later. They stop and they rescue Nakia from this like group of like I don't know like dirtbags.
Yeah.
But you get the first look at what they call a sand table, which I thought was
That shit was ridiculous.
the tech in this movie makes Tony Stark's tech look like garbage.
Yes.
In comparison, which I thought was pretty cool.
They could just look to see who was inside of the truck and where exactly they were sitting.
Yeah.
And he picked the truck up.
Yeah, he was just like, oh.
He's fucking playing with toys. I'm like, really, nigga? Like, no. And his sister created that,
Who was 16.
who was 16 years old.
She's brilliant.
Yo, I cannot wait.
The smartest person in the world is a black woman.
I can't wait for the scene in some future movie where it's Shuri and Tony Stark and Bruce Banner all sitting in a room, and Bruce and Tony are like, they figure some shit out, and then Shuri just like giving her that look like, we had this when I was 12. Some shit like that, you know what I mean?
Well,
She's
she's gonna be in Infinity War, right?
I'm sure.
Oh, she has to be.
Yeah, I
right?
think she's in
there's
Infinity War.
of like, Wakanda scenes in there.
Yeah, apparently there is a large amount of Infinity War that takes place there. So
You know why?
As
right?
it should.
because money.
Because money, and I think is because like that meteor will have the soul stone in it, right? Like that meteor that crashed into Africa
Oh,
probably
that's interesting.
has that soul stone. And
We're getting really
right, sorry,
Marvel
we're
heavy.
getting really nerdy. And I think Thanos knows that. And in order to get it, he's got to destroy Africa to get the stone and be invincible, right? I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
How many stones does he have now? Does he have?
all of them except for one.
All of them except for the soul stone.
What
AKA
about, wait, what about
the
the long?
Africa stone.
about-
Motherland.
But-
The
but
fucking
doesn't Vision
soul
have that?
train stone.
But doesn't Vision have a stone?
Oh, he gonna
Yeah.
get that shit snatched.
Snatch
They
that shit
they
right
snatched that shit in the trailer. They was
Oh,
like,
really?
"Bam."
Like,
Wow.
He was like, no.
like Debo snatching a chain. Just get the fuck out of here.
Actually, do you have a,
We got
I
a
do have a
soul
nerd
stone.
question. I have a nerd question for you two later in the movie.
Okay.
Oh.
It's about who his villains are, Black Panther's villains, because I don't know
Well,
who his main villains are in the comics.
well, yeah,
Two of them were dispatched in this movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that was the part I was going to refer to, but
But was he? We'll see. So from there so they have this like the first fight sequence is them rescuing Nakia, which I thought was really good. My only issue with the scene was it was a little too dark,
yeah.
and it was like a lot of gunfire and flashing. And it was like I understood what was happening, but I could see somebody not being able to
It
follow
was actually, that scene is actually clearer in the trailer than it is in the movie.
Yes, it is. Well, because I don't think they had the gun, like the flashing light of the gunfire.
No, they did. It was
okay.
just better. It was, you could see it better in the trailer than just the film.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was like, I'm gonna need you to crank the contrast up like a little bit so I could see. But that fight was like pretty good. I mean, he literally took his claws, ripped the half of a door off, and just threw it at a guy, like just very dismissively, which I appreciated.
Oh, I'm
enjoyed
glad
that
that they
quite a bit.
explained
Like-
how Black Panther gets his powers because I didn't know that he has like super strength and whatever. I didn't know.
Oh, really?
I didn't know he got his powers from.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I'm like, why is this
smoking
nigga
some
so
herb?
Yeah, basically.
This movie black as shit, yo.
Hey yo,
The
Black
heart-
as a
the heart-shaped
motherfucker.
herb.
yeah, yo,
That
you drink this.
heart-shaped herb.
If you drink this herb,
It
yo,
was
Gotta
purple?
crumble some herb to fucking
and,
take it.
put it in
yo.
a purple drink. Yo, this should give you powers. You're
nah, nigga,
Sure.
you just sleepy. Get the fuck out of here. Go sit down.
Niggas from Park Heights are gonna try that shit tonight.
Oh my god, yo, this movie is secret. Like I did see an interview with Lupita Nyong'o. She was like, everything in this movie is deliberate. Okay, well there you go. She said it. I
that purple haze.
there you go.
That's what. Yeah,
That's funny. So yeah,
I'm sure Ryan Coogler smokes a lot of weed.
Sure, they all do.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. You're on public video. Why don't you talk about your crimes? It's fine.
I don't, but you know,
your hair is mad Nubian to not to not smoke weed. But okay,
That's fine.
I believe you. Sure.
yeah.
Look, I do from time
I'm the
to
most
time.
honest person you'll ever meet. Yep.
That sounds like a
I don't
lie.
believe that. That sounds
Trump
like somebody.
shit.
That sounds like somebody saying, "I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet."
I am
A goddamn liar. Both of you.
It's true though. I am.
All right, let's just move on. Look, we don't need
What are
to
we
fill
talking
this
about?
episode with lies. Right? It's a very positive movie for us.
It is very
fake news
positive.
already.
Oh wow.
God damn.
Again, relative to the individuals that are sitting at this table.
That might be true.
Yeah, sure. Exactly.
I'm a nice person.
Yeah, you are. You are a nice person.
I'm a bit of an asshole.
Michael can't even lie about it. But, yeah, what are
what
we
it is.
doing here?
So he beats a bunch of niggas up.
Yeah, which was great.
Well, this is the scene where Okoye told him, it's like, don't freeze.
I never freeze.
What are you talking about?
Hi.
That shit was really fucking funny. He just kind of, hi. It's like Stewie from that episode of Family Guy. Hi. And then run off.
It was pretty great, and I like that when you meet Nakia, she is again like establishing for the entire movie. She was like, "Oh, shit's going down." She just goes and knocks that one guy out, takes his machine gun, and starts like going right at it. And it was kind of cool because her character is not a damsel in distress. She's an actual spy, and so she was an action oriented character, which was good. And then of course Okoye like shows up and just kicks ass, and she was like. Like I thought you didn't need any help.
Yeah,
Allow
she
me to
killed, like,
murder these guys.
Yeah, I was like, she killed like 5 people in that scene with her spear.
And that was just
And I think Black
one
Panther
of-
just knocked him out.
Yeah, she was like, nah.
We're gonna put it into this right
yeah,
now.
she was like the Punisher. When I knock them down, they stay down. I was like, okay, take it easy. So then the three of them, you know, they basically rescue the rest of these Nigerians that are there. And Okoye does this really great thing that I thought was cool. She just goes to all of them and she was like, "You will not speak of this day to anyone." And they were just like, okay.
You right.
Yeah.
I see what the fuck you just did. I'm good.
And it was funny because then she smiles at him and was like, "Fuck out of here." I was like, all right, that's cool. And then so the three of them leave. They get on their ship and they're flying back to Wakanda. And it's kind of cool because there's a moment where T'Challa says something that was more of the audience's response, like would be the audience's response, where he goes like as they're flying into
Like, this
Wakanda
never
because it's
gets
like,
old.
yeah, this never gets old. And there's like, and it shows the force field lift off, and you know they go into the city, and it was kind of like, hey guys, check this shit out. Like I thought that was kind of cool
So is she flying like the spaceship just by?
with her hands. Because later on, when they get Everett Ross to fly a plane, she was like, "Yeah, I made it American style for you."
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Yo.
They basically calling Americans primitives.
you know, they don't basically. They
basically
straight
did
said
that
that
shit.
shit.
She was like
Repeatedly.
guns.
She was like,
Guns.
"Oh,
How primitive.
how primitive."
She looks so bored. Just the
Like,
thought of guns.
how long is this gonna take? So they get into Wakanda, and Wakanda, like the way Wakanda looks, was really super important. I recall back in 2012, as one of our listeners, Anthony, pointed out, all these people saying they ain't never gonna do Wakanda like it is in the comics. It won't look super advanced. They'll never do it. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and write those response hot takes and say you were fucking wrong. But Wakanda, like we talked about in our review, it does not look like Detroit, right? It has an African feel. Like it felt like going to see one of these places Anthony Bourdain shows up to all the goddamn time, you know?
Yeah.
But with just super advanced tech. I thought that
It
was
didn't
very
look
cool.
like any American city, and I just loved it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice the first time I saw it, but I picked up the second time. They show, like, they kind of do this flyby of like the larger buildings.
Yeah.
And there's one of the buildings, kind of the largest one in the city. And if you look, it's got an old style, like, wooden hut connected to it, like up on like the 50th floor. Just it was like an expansion of the building. It was like just uniquely African, which I thought was very cool.
I need to see it again just for that scene.
Just for that scene. Yeah. I feel like that's a lie, but okay.
Like,
Yeah, the hut scene. That's what I'm here for that.
Killmonger.
Yeah. Oh, We'll get here. We'll get there eventually.
And M'Baku.
That guy's always Atlanta Kush. Everybody knows that. That scene was hilarious. So they land, and you find out like this ceremony is about to happen for T'Challa to become king of Wakanda, and we get to meet his mother, played by Angela Bassett, who her name escapes me right now.
Ramonda.
Oh, thank you. We also meet his young sister Shuri, played by Letitia Wright, who, in my opinion, steals every single scene she is in.
Yep.
Everyone.
There's a scene I want to ask you about.
Okay.
It's a scene where she looks at his feet.
Yo. That shit was hilarious.
Like did that because I know you have like a thing.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I don't need to see Chadwick Boseman.
And he just put them like on the table
Yeah,
or whatever, and I was just like,
Nah.
I was like, yeah, we don't need to focus on his feet like this.
Take a smell.
I was like, nah, I'm good. But I liked Shuri and T'Challa's interaction. They nailed the older brother, young sister dynamic. I thought they nailed it really well. And also that Shuri is, I don't think she's ever been outside of Wakanda, but she was incredibly influenced by like Western culture because she's like, everyone's in like full African garments. She's got like a t-shirt on and shit like that, which I thought was kind of cool.
Coachella. I'm like, how do you know about? Okay.
It's like I'm on the internet. I know shit.
Can you imagine how fast their internet is?
They have limitless range. Yo, they had limitless range, like
Communicators.
I like the limitless range.
That doesn't even make
Unlimited
sense.
range. What the fuck? I could be on the other side of the planet and talk to you like.
I mean,
Yeah.
she hid an entire suit in a goddamn necklace.
Yeah, hey, she's using nanotechnology. Like I'm sure they have something a little better than FiOS. I'm just very curious as to what her download speed is.
Well, you know,
Can I get a little
gigabit?
but in Baltimore City, we don't get FiOS because
Yeah, well, in Silver Spring we don't get FiOS either. So
Oh. Fuck Fios. Anyway, Wakandan Fios is amazing.
is Shuri? Is she the smartest person in the Marvel universe?
Arguably, she is probably in the top. I think she's in top 3 or something, top 3 or 4.
Okay.
She's smarter than Tony Stark. She's smarter than Banner, but I think like I want to say it's like between like Mr. Fantastic, like Amadeus Cho, like they're all like top tier. So I mean, oh darn, you're only in the top 5 smartest people in the entire world.
Yeah,
she's pretty good.
I think the Shuri is probably my favorite character because I mean I was a STEM child and I know if I had seen this movie growing up, I would have probably stayed within that area. Yeah. But to see her as the smartest person who created all of that tech, she's responsible for everything that we saw in that movie. You know, to see her to be like a 16-year-old seeing that, I wonder how that feels right now.
Yeah, I was really blown away about how much I liked that character. Not that I didn't think I would like her, but I didn't realize she would be as large of a part of the story as she was. And it was just like every time she was on screen, I was like, I just like you. Like you're just like a really good actress. She was
made
great.
a hologram like car thing where you could drive and not go anywhere, but you're still in that place wherever that person is. She did that.
Yeah. Look, I got to tell you, one of the things about this movie that becomes very apparent as time goes on is that women, specifically black women, specifically dark-skinned black women, Marvel was able to somehow, and it is an incredible task, somehow they were able to fucking eat DC's lunch with women empowerment. It's far better in this than it was in Wonder Woman. It was. Like every woman in this story is their own person. They are not pushed forward in the story by what a man does. They are not pushed forward, you know, based like, oh, my boyfriend.
If anything, they save the movie.
They literally save the fucking country.
Yeah,
like they literally do.
And also something I noticed is that all of their hair, like there's
lack thereof,
like there is no person in that movie with relaxed hair. No shade to black women who relax their hair, but it's really nice to see like just natural hair. Like what's her name? Nakia's like little Bantu knot things, and then her hair in the Korea scene where it's just like kind of sticking up the way like mine is.
Look, like the Korea scene is funny because like Okoye's in disguise.
With that
And she's
wig.
got a, she's
Like,
got
this
a,
shit
she's
is
got a
bullshit.
wig with straight hair.
She
and
has the same wig that Viola Davis wears in Hollywood Reporter.
She looked like Viola Davis
She did.
in that scene.
and it was
No,
like,
I can't deal with that. That's fucking hilarious.
She's like, oh, I can't wait to get this thing off my head. And I was just like you know that meme where it's just like, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
because it's like when your hair is like, when you're emulating the white woman's hair,
That's right.
you are subdued and you can't fully unleash yourself, right?
right.
But when it's when you see a white man come and try to check you, you shed that fucking she-devil mop.
He threw it right in his face.
And you throw it right in his face, and
Yeah.
you pretend, and you proceed to fucking kick ass and take names.
right.
Fuck that straight hair
she was-
bullshit.
okay, but I'm glad you guys brought that up because that to me because she doesn't just take off the wig. She says it's an abomination, is what she says.
Yes.
Which I was like, so how many fake pieces are going to get written about that? Yo, I was like,
There should-
I was like, I
There
mean, I
should
agree
be
with you,
zero.
but
There should be zero things.
it should be. It should be. But I thought, now, I'm surprised because this was written by two men, right? I'm surprised that people were like, that's not about it. I was like, look, I don't want to get into it because, look, I
mean-
said some shit last time and people got all mad at me. So that's fine. I mean, I don't really give a fuck. But, like, but I thought that, I was like, yo, they are throwing this shit right at the screen. I thought that was pretty powerful.
So it's not
Also,
an
Lupita Nyong'o looked
abomination.
amazing.
I used to relax my hair, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, because now you came in like a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Black Goku. Go ahead. We know how much you niggas love Dragon Ball.
Goku Black.
Goku Black.
Goku Rose.
Nice people on the show, though.
Goku Rose. Oh shit.
Nicest guy on the show. Okay.
Right,
What?
right.
I love it.
Making fun of black women. I see.
I dig it.
I'm the only black woman here.
That is true.
Yeah, you make fun of the black woman.
I'm not making fun of the hair. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I know you like afros. I know.
I love afros.
I mean, goddamn! Like, do you have a knife that we can cut this sexual tension here? I mean, Jesus Christ!
I'm just moving back from like whatever's going on.
Continue.
I don't even remember what I was saying now.
See, look, she all fucked
right.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's about
But you
like
said it's not an abomination.
yeah, it's not an
But-
abomination, but you know, with natural hair, like I remember when I went natural, and the number one question I got when I cut my hair off was, "So, are you going to straighten it when it grows out?" And I was like, "No."
We kind of defeat the purpose of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know because
Like,
I
nigga,
didn't
this is a lot of work to get here. What
I
the
mean,
fuck am I
and when
doing?
I cut my hair, I was.
Did you shave your head?
No, I was maybe like that, like Micah.
Okay. How long ago was that?
My 18th birthday, which was like, I don't know, like
5 years ago?
shut up.
Wasn't it like 5 years ago?
No, it was like
6 years
Like
ago?
how old
7.
am I? I'm 20 something, like 9 years ago, 9 years ago, 9 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and
I feel like that math don't fucking work.
Get out of
I'm
here.
12, guys.
Trying to pull a Michael Shannon
I
on
was,
Fuck out of here.
I was only 7 years old when the first Iron Man came out 10 years ago.
No, I thought you were 12. Like, weren't you 15 when the first Iron Man came out?
No, I was 17.
I mean,
Nigga, I was 27 years old. I was damn near 30 years old.
So I
And you
kinda-
just got your
I kinda
first
grew
Power
up-
Wheel. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stop. I just did you good.
But I mean, like, but that was the first question I got was, are you gonna straighten your hair when it grows out? And I was like, no. In fact, I'm not gonna put any heat on my hair, even a blow dryer, because I don't believe in that. That was when I went through like a bit of a
That sounds like that's super woke. Yo, I'm not even putting heat on my hair because the oppressive heat of the white man. Like, just calm down, goddamn.
yeah,
Like, kinda.
yeah, kind of like. I mean, I was all about all the natural products, like none of that like white man bullshit. So like no stay soft fro. It was all shea butter and like aloe vera from the actual plant that was going in my hair.
Oh, goddamn.
How much did you pay for that shit?
Aloe vera plants are cheap.
Is
And
it?
they grow like
Oh, you
Wait, you
bought
rip-
the plant?
yes.
What the
Wow, you were black as fuck.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I mean, like,
she was just like, snap.
And when I cut my hair was freshly relaxed. So I had to grow it out for maybe about a month. So I had like this much of like natural hair left. But then when it started to grow out a bit, people were like, "Oh, so you're just gonna leave like that? You're not worried about what people would think about you? What about?" And then I got questions about what if I went on a job interview?
That shit really bothers me.
And I remember people saying like, "Well, natural hair doesn't look clean. You guys, look like you don't wash your hair. People want to think that you don't take care of yourselves." And that has an impact on how you see yourself, whether you really think so or not. So, Black Panther is the first movie that I can think of that has all black women who don't relax their hair. Thank fucking goodness. Or who are just bald, because I was kind of bald. It was cold down there. It was like wintertime when I was just like Micah, basically.
Oh.
And
I get it.
because Micah scares me.
That makes sense. It's a lunatic.
Psycho.
But
Talk about my hairline.
but like, I mean, it does kind of like alter the way that you see yourself. It has a direct and an indirect effect, even if you think that you're super confident in the way you look.
Sure. And
it's just nice to kind of have that representation reaffirmed for me in Black Panther. So
yeah. I liked, and look, I will give two opinions here. I like the fact that the Dormelage had shaved heads, and like they didn't like half-ass that shit. It wasn't like I just cut it low with like buzzing. No, that shit was like
they are balder than you are.
They put some fucking shea butter in a Bic and went to work on that shit, and then like tattooed
like that
it.
in the comics.
They have shaved heads too. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought what was the hairstyle you were mentioning for Lupita Nyong'o?
Like Bantu knots.
Yeah, Bantu knots. Mm-hmm. I thought that looked great. By the way, I thought it looked really good on her. Mm-hmm. And then when she was in South Korea, I was like,
with that green dress.
Look, let me tell you something. Look,
and
I might have to pause this episode because, like, she looks so goddamn good. Like, and look, I gotta tell you, as a person who loves this movie and everything else, I am not married to a black woman, but I gotta tell you, if they had flashed a hashtag that said Black Love when the two of those good-looking motherfuckers were walking down that flight of stairs in the plane, I was like, yo, they look so goddamn good. That suit he had on was badass. I was like, it was tailored, not like our president who doesn't know how to tailor a suit. Like, that shit looked great. They looked good, man.
And there's also, like, with women in general, but especially black women, that our hair makes us feminine, and that's just not true. And I think you see that with the Dora Milaje. Like, okay.
Yeah, because they were all fun.
I mean,
let me tell you something, yo.
Okoye in that red dress.
Let me tell you something, yo.
Shit, in that armor, I was all
during the scene where it's like, who wants to challenge T'Challa to be king, right? And you got everybody, and they doing all their chants and shit, right? And then the Dora Milaje are doing this shit. I'm like, oh.
Micah just started doing this. Like, nigga, what are you doing?
Like, this is super fine right here, boy. This is all right. Like, let's keep this fight scene going.
Like, why are y'all showing these two niggas fighting?
Right.
And
I want to respect black women over there.
And Okoye, I think she's particularly interesting because she's the general, and usually, like, when black women are in those roles, they're either the general or they're like someone like maybe like a lover or whatever, but she's both. She is a wife and she is a general, and she's really loyal to our country, and which obviously in the movie when she tells her husband like, I will kill you for Wakanda. Yeah. But it's just nice to see her like kind of be feminine and also be strong, kind of like how, again, black women, dark-skinned black women, we're people, guys.
Yeah, turns out.
Wow.
We're people too.
Shocking.
God damn it, this movie was so fucking good. I gotta tell you, like, I loved it. I loved everything about it. So, like, just to kind of skip ahead, there is a, like Micah mentioned, there is a ceremony where basically any of the stop doing that. That shit was funny because it was funny because there was like one woman behind Okoye, and I was like,
I liked when they were like
keep going.
When they were sailing, you saw like all the different tribes doing whatever they do, and you see like Lupita Nyong'o and she's doing some dance, and
look,
I was like, man, like feeling something. Like, hey, girl.
Yeah, when she was like down, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yo, she's super fine, man. I've been saying it for years. People don't appreciate.
I'm glad to see her in a role where we can just see all of her beauty instead of her as a slave, though.
Yeah, I mean, or like a terrible
mother for a prodigy with a prodigy daughter.
Yeah.
Is that?
Oh, right, I
Queen
forgot.
Catway.
Queen Catway?
Yeah.
Oof, that movie was
tried
very Disney. It was just, it had no edges on it.
I tried
Nothing.
watching that on the cruise ship and I couldn't.
Yeah, that's okay. That's probably about right. And then she was also in that terrible like Liam Neeson movie where we were trapped on a plane, like nonstop flight planner, jet lag or whatever it was called.
I think it was nonstop.
Yeah,
I think.
Is that the one on the train or
Is
the
that the
plane?
comedian?
I don't know.
Is that the one with Nate
Bus.
Parker in it?
Who?
Excuse me?
Nate Parker is in that movie, isn't he?
No,
What?
Nonstop?
Snakes on a plane?
no. What the hell?
Nonstop?
Nonstop? Is he?
Yeah.
He may be. I don't have a clue.
No, was he? Is that what he said to the woman before he tried to rape her? Like, is that nonstop?
This is happening nonstop.
No,
Hey, you want to know why I didn't see that movie? He's a rapist. No, he's not. He got it. He didn't go to jail for that. Yeah, well, I guess the guy who killed Trayvon Martin was innocent too, right?
Yes, he
what
is
was
in
that?
that movie.
Someone put
Really?
Yes, he is.
Wow, there's another reason for me not to see it, as if Nate Parker being in it or not
Corey
matters.
Hawkins was in it too. That's the guy who
That's Black Kip.
yeah, Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Black Kip.
Okay, from fucking Futurama. Yeah, Black Scrubs. So each of the five, or each of the other four tribes of Wakanda, they can send a warrior to challenge T'Challa to be king at this moment, and none of them do except for a guy named M'Baku who is from I forget the name of the tribe, the Jabari tribe. And they're basically
Jabari. I knew a nigga named Jabari.
So did I. Every black person knows a Jabari or is named Jabari.
The Jabari I knew was fine as fuck too. Pretty as eyes.
Yeah, the Jabari
The Jabari I do look like a fucking monkey.
Oh well, hey, he has representation too. Good for him.
Everyone is in this movie. I assume the Jabari tribe is the one that The Rock is from, since he refers to himself as a silverback.
No, he can't be in this movie because I'm sorry.
No, he can't.
No, because he's not black.
No.
They've already met their non-black quota with 2.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Black. Look, The Rock doesn't like black women. I'll say it.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. So go ahead and go out there and watch a monkey movie with him.
The one dark-skinned black woman with natural hair that he was in the scene with was actually his adversary in Baller. So I don't.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he got to kiss a black woman. He was like, good, gross. No.
Wait, hey, who knows in Rampage? Him and
Yo, even the monkey is white.
What the fuck? Yeah, the monkey wasn't white when he was small, right?
No, he was
he
white.
was white.
No, that monkey,
The monkey wasn't white in the game.
It was the monkey had to be white. It's part of his contract.
No.
He was like, I will not have any interactions with anything dark skinned. Make that monkey white. Fuck out of here. A silverback is not white, by the way. A silverback is black with a silver streak on his back. You call yourself that. You couldn't get a black monkey. He was like, nah, it's too close to a black. Like, that's too close to black people, period.
If he runs for president, I'm going to commit voter fraud just to vote against him.
God,
I am so mad right now.
Oh, you said it on camera.
He's not running for president.
He better not.
He ain't gonna run. Get the fuck out of here.
He's going to run as an independent.
Independent of what?
Independence Day.
Oh.
Was he in that? The second one?
No.
Oh, okay. Seemed like something.
So M'Baku, whose name in the comics is Man Ape, which they decided not to
Yeah,
use.
look, I gotta say, I'm okay with choice.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I mean, he has a name M'Baku as well, but yeah, he goes by man.
but
Very glad they decided because I don't need white people seeing this movie to say like, oh, I really like your band name. I'm like, ooh.
No.
I need you to not say that. I need you to not say that.
Like,
Start barking and shit like a cue.
I'm surprised all of them Jabari tribemen didn't have like Timberlands because that's what it's accused of.
Right. I'm surprised all of them didn't just fucking, as they're chanting, just go like this and shit. Like,
With the tongues all out.
Right. Like, come on.
You will ruin your life.
yeah.
So M'Baku is like, yo, what the fuck? Like, all your fucking technology, you laugh at you scoff at our traditions, and all this technology is run by a child. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't deserve to be king. You couldn't keep your daddy safe. But
Yo, somebody clapped in our screen, they were like, "Thank you." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yo,
Yo, he was a terrorist who blew up a building. You know, like they were like, "He couldn't." I was like, "That seems like a weird hill to die on." Like, okay.
So they fight, and what I like about these scenes is that there's two of these scenes, and what I like about them is that they show T'Challa getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, he headbutted the shit out of T'Challa twice.
Like it shows that T'Challa is not Superman.
Yes.
Right. And you know the importance of that heart-shaped herb once you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you just a regular dude, like you just a regular ass dude, yo. Like you getting your ass whooped by a guy wearing a monkey mask.
I think it was big.
He's
like
large individual.
He's 6'5". He
Is
is 6'5" in real life. Yes, he is.
Are you sure?
Look,
I ain't look at that damn.
I'm a trust
she was
her.
like,
I stalked his
she was
Instagram
like
page.
THICC, nigga. I looked him up.
Yo, he is dumb thick.
Just like the woman from The Incredibles. Look, I didn't say it. The internet said it.
I'm actually glad that he doesn't have like a 6-pack or whatever. I'm actually glad he has.
because he's built like a normal big ass dude, like just a normal dude.
He looks like he
looks
doesn't
attainable.
Look like, he doesn't. You know what he looks like? He doesn't look like a guy who uses like a TRX like device to like get shredded. No, that guy looks like he lifts rocks and throws them at people. He's just a big fucking guy. It's a functional strength. That's all he's worried about.
He has been setting a lot of thirst traps this weekend.
I will say this: his fucking lineup was so fucking tight. That shit was just like bam, bam. I was like, yo, what did they use? Like a sharp rock? Like,
Can we talk about like the shape ups for the men in this movie? Like, there's a scene with T'Challa, and he's like on a throne. And it's just, his shape was just really it's just sleek and perfect. And then you have like these little coils there. And I was like, man, what kind of products are they using?
I don't
Juice and berries.
I don't like the false widow's peak that they gave him though.
They did?
Yeah, he had a widow's peak in the movie.
Yeah, he does.
Chadwick Boseman doesn't have a widow's peak. I felt that was just a little too much. But maybe it's just because I'm jealous because of my fucked up head.
Mike is like, who's his widow's peak guy? I need to talk.
Right. I need to talk to that motherfucker, man. Like, what kind of stencils are you using?
I can see.
I can fill
Why
in
don't you
this.
just- why don't you-
fill in this side.
Why don't you just Beijing that shit?
Nah,
Get it jet black.
No, I would have to.
Yo,
Isn't that what Jermaine Jackson does?
unacceptable. I don't know. That nigga just paints fucking. He just uses house paint.
That's what it looks like.
It's like, fuck it. Because that shit is gross.
I mean, a white guy wrote an
Or like shoe
article about
polish.
how you can get
that's
T'Challa's
that.
hairstyle.
Yo, if I see a white dude with T'Challa's hairstyle, I'm
gonna push him
you.
in his face.
I'm gonna push you down a flight of stairs. That's ridiculous.
Just barking him.
Didn't Justin Timberlake used to wear his hair like that?
Well, he wore cornrows that one time, and I
I
was
could
like,
have sworn he had like a
Oh, no,
fucking
he
curly
had-
blowout.
no,
Yeah,
he had,
He had
curly
blow-
hair.
Yeah.
yeah, he had curly hair, but it looked like a dry like ramen noodles. Like, you know,
It did.
it did.
Yeah.
Look, Google ramen noodles and Justin Timberlake. I guarantee you that picture will come up. I 100% guarantee it.
So T'Challa defeats M'Baku in the combat ceremony, and he convinces. Yeah, he made him tap. He was
made him
like,
said Kumite.
M'Baku was like, I would rather die. He was like, your people need you. Like, yeah, and he was like, all right, I'll
I
fucking
don't really
tap
want
out.
to die.
He's like, I'm just
bullshit.
like, I don't want to get thrown off this fucking waterfall.
Right. Yeah.
That would be a horrible way for someone to end a fight. I do want to say one thing that I thought was really kind of cool is before they fight, M'Baku said, like M'Baku's like, you're like doing all this shit. I want to fight you, blah blah blah, for the right to be king.
The fucking Wakandan heavyweight title.
Yeah, and T'Challa just cuts him off. He was like, yeah, shh, let's just stop this. I accept your challenge. And M'Baku says, well, praise to Hanaram, right? And so they are the monkey. Hanaram is the monkey god. I thought that was kind of cool. Like that little detail, I thought was
yeah. I wanted to know more about their religion as well, like because in God they don't use the word God in this film, which is interesting because this is the black.
real?
I thought
I meant Wakanda.
they referred to Bast as goddess. I thought when Ramonda is praying towards
She does.
in the movie, she refers to Bast as the goddess.
I think that's true. I think it's true. Yeah. But I think all 5 of the tribes have a different religion, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, it's funny because I have, like, Hanaram is not just an African god. Mm-hmm. Like, it's around the world. Like, I have a Hanaram, like, puppet from, like, I don't know, it's like 100 years old or something like that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, just for them to mention that. It was just kind of neat. So, so they fight. T'Challa wins, obviously, gets M'Baku to yield. At that point, he's then crowned king. And everyone's like, yeah, everything's awesome. They immediately pivot to them finding out that Ulysses Klaue, who they've been hunting for like 20 years, or 30 years, is in South Korea getting ready to sell this piece of vibranium that he got. And we skipped over this, but there was an action sequence where we get introduced to Eric Killmonger and Ulysses Klaue stealing this out of a museum, this artifact out of a museum.
He poisoned that woman.
Yeah.
So
Maybe you need to worry about what you put in your body.
Oh, okay. So there's Mark.
Like, what the fuck?
So that brings me to I don't want to get too much into Eric Killmonger stuff just yet because I want to show when he's kind of fully realized. But somebody made a comment in our fan group that he might be a hotep because he's talking about like what you put in your body, which I thought was fucking hilarious. It's like, is that alkaline water? Or?
I only drink alkaline water.
And she was just like, oh shit, it doesn't have all the alkalines in it. And then she was like, she passed out. And she died. So then we find out he's in Ulysses Klaue's in South Korea. So the Wakandans are like, all right, cool, let's go there and get him. And we also meet Wabaki, who is one of T'Challa's friends, played by Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out. And he's like, yeah, my parents were killed by Klaue. Make sure you go and you kill him where he stands or bring him back. And T'Challa's like, I promise you we will. And so they go to South Korea, and this is where we get to see the scene of Black Love walking downstairs and looking good. We get the scene of her like throwing Okoye throwing the wig, and like shit goes left because Ulysses Klaue realizes they're there, and it's a big fight.
You meet CIA agent Everett K. Ross.
Yes, played by Martin Freeman.
Played by Martin Freeman again, who is
2 whites.
Who is literally cocked all the way through to the end of this movie.
I appreciate you using that term.
That's what he was.
How do you guys feel about him being in the movie for longer than this scene?
I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought.
Oh, you mean like it's wrong because a white person exists in the world?
A white person is in this movie for longer than 2 seconds. You guys didn't know that was problematic?
That's not a real point of view, is it? Please.
Oh, shut up. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll set him up. You knock him down. Thank you. That's dumb,
man.
Like,
get the fuck out of here.
It wasn't like he was like they were like you're a Wakandan citizen now. What the fuck? No.
Their folks didn't want any white person in this movie, not even Klaue, which is weird because isn't he one of his main villains?
Yes.
Yeah,
arguably
like
his main villain.
Isn't that?
He's his Joker.
And technically, he was kind of playing the Joker in this movie.
I actually liked.
He was hilarious.
He was fun, man. Like I enjoyed finally actually seeing him.
You have a mixtape? Like, no,
what?
You have a mixtape?
He's like, I can send you the SoundCloud link. Like, please don't make me listen to your music.
Look, Andy Serkis was looking every bit of Caesar during his
he really was.
I mean, I know that
during his what?
Like during his scenes, he looked just like Caesar.
What's his face?
I know, but it's like he really looks like
he truly was Manny. Are you kidding me? He has a simian-like quality about him.
I really liked him. I have a question for you guys later whenever we get to that part. But
okay,
so. A firefight breaks out, right? This is when Okoye throws the wig at the white man, and all of a sudden, that shit was funny. And
like, fuck out of here.
And then we get to this big action scene in Korea, and this is where we see it's all over the commercials and stuff like that, and you see You see
The Lexus product.
the Lexus product. I mean, the blatant Lexus. Right,
I mean,
like,
that L was like extra shiny. I was like, okay, guys, we get it. We wanted to
Right.
buy a Lexus that we can't afford. Okay.
Right, calm down. But they
That car was kind of bad.
like
It really was.
this was like Black Panther is like, Shuri, I need your help. She's like, yeah, and
She's
just
such a
fucking-
kid. I love it.
And this is one of the things I like is that everybody has something to do. Like
Right.
every single person, even fucking Ross, has something to do at the end of the movie.
Saving
What did
all
you
the
all
black
think of
people.
this action scene? Did you like it? Did it go on too long? Did it look too fake?
It wasn't long enough. I wanted more. It reminded me of like a fun part of a video game.
Yeah.
I have one. I have one very small critique of this scene. Start making ape noises like, okay, I don't have anything to say. You cannot speak. All right. No, my only criticism of this scene is I wanted them to use a song that had more bass and that was louder because I think it would have worked a little bit better.
Because I think they used like a version of something that was on the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was Kendrick Lamar's song, but it was like maybe it was just my theater. Like I wanted something with like some hard hitting bass. Like that's what I really wanted. And
Fucking Claw. As soon as he gets in the vehicle, he's like, turn the fucking radio on. This ain't a funeral. Yeah. Like, goddamn.
He was so good.
Turn the treble down and the bass up.
turn me up in my headphones. Like what?
Turn them shits up. Like,
And his guys are terrible shots because Okoye, who has special shoes that just like what are they?
They're like
They're just like magnetic sandals.
Yeah, and she's on the hood of the car, and I'm like, okay, so those shoes are a thing. And like she's just right there, and all the bullets keep missing her, and I'm like,
she's too badass.
I'm like, she's not bulletproof
she's in
though.
a red dress.
Yeah,
Like a
couldn't be
bright
any
ass
bigger
red
of a target.
dress. She's a fucking red target.
Shoot the bald headed woman on the fucking car,
with
guys.
the spear, and then what does she do? And then like Claw like has his cannon, he blows up the car, and she's flying through the air, and then she has a spear, and then she like lands perfectly.
Okay, but before that, she threw the
that
spear.
shit was fucking awesome.
Yes.
She threw a
When she
spear
threw that shit
through the back window of the truck, through the front window, hit the ground, and stopped the truck like mid drive. That shit was amazing. I was like, I was not expecting that. It was super
Wow.
cool.
That
I like
sequence
that
was
she
badass.
has that ability. She's not a superhero. She didn't
not.
have any of that herb, yo. Like she's just a black woman
She
with a
didn't take
shaved
one
head.
sip of that purple drink, and she can do that.
Yeah.
And
Like
heels.
yo, look. Don't ever give her that purple drink. Are you crazy?
Like, I
she'll
think she could
take over
probably
Wakanda.
beat
And
T'Challa. in
She
a fight.
might be able to.
Like
dude.
if she was like, "No, I want to fucking be queen.
Be like,
I'll fight you for it." I think she would win.
be like, you're right.
He's like,
I mean, T'Challa
Look.
damn near died twice.
She's like, look,
And
I stopped the truck with a spear.
I don't-
It ain't no big deal.
I don't think she got like one hit on her the entire.
No, that was a flawless.
at the end, she got thrown
Oh,
because he took that herb.
Oh,
Like-
no, okay. Well, that doesn't count.
It really doesn't. But
And that was because of the kinetic blast, right?
right. She got thrown.
And
like
her makeup
40
was still
feet.
really perfect after that car chase scene.
The only
That's
thing
that
that
Wakanda
touched her,
makeup.
It's the Gran Turismo of makeup.
the only thing that touched her was the fucking rhino when it licked her at the end.
Yeah.
That was it.
She's like the Terminator. Now that sequence was awesome. Like even in the casino when she like leapt off the.
Oh, you know,
balcony
we
and
need
came-
to go back to that scene, right?
Because there was something about the red dress that she was wearing and the way she was beaten. It was like it was beautifully shot the way she was kicking people's asses.
Well,
In the red dress, and Nakia was in green. It was just, yeah, yeah. She was
go
fine.
on. Sorry.
No, like that sequence was awesome. Like it was just really colorful and like it was just
No, I mean, would you like a better one? There you go. This
Oh, okay.
Nigga, put a shirt on.
the Rolling Stone.
I mean, he just
The Rolling
Chadwick
Stone
Boseman doesn't really
cover of-
do it for me, but okay.
Okay.
No, he really doesn't.
Okay.
Like
Anyway.
like I told you earlier, he's a better African than an African American to me. But
God damn it.
Yeah, that sequence was awesome. Like that whole sequence. Was fucking awesome.
One of the things about going back to that sequence in the casino that was really cool is that was a single shot.
Yeah.
What?
It never.
it was.
Really?
Like not when they first walk in, but like when the action sequence starts. I think it's when it starts when she first stabs the dude in the foot. I think that's where it starts, and it's a single shot, and it moves around because then it pans down and shows to T'Challa.
He
then it
jumps up into
when he jumps up, that's all that single shot. He jumps up, and then she fucking jumps down like right before that. I was like, yo, this is fucking cool. Like that scene was very neatly done. I thought it was great.
So
we're like 20 minutes into the movie.
yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to speed this along a bit. So they capture Claw, right? They take him back to a Korean safe house, and Ross is interrogating Claw, and Claw is like, "What is love, baby? Don't hurt me." Like, yo, this guy's fucking wacky. You know, man?
I feel like Andy Serkis was like, I get to show my real face in this movie. Fuck that. Y'all gonna remember me. They gonna let me show my face in movies in the future. I'm good at this.
He made the most of it.
Stop making me monkeys, goddamn. I want to be a person. I'm tired of being a goddamn
Being a
gorilla.
fucking gorilla and a golem and all this other bullshit. A dragon. I'm a real person.
Shit. Look at my face. Look at it.
It's like, okay, we
your
see
face
you,
looks
Caesar.
like a monkey. Okay.
Whatever, monkey man.
He
Get
has
back in
he
there.
has the face of a Jabari.
So Jesus.
Fucking sit down, man.
And M'Baku was putting on an Andy Serkis mask, fighting T'Challa and shit.
Who are you supposed to be?
man.
Well, weird looking white dude.
So Ross is interrogating Claw, and Black Panther was able to sneak a radio on Ross's jacket so that they can hear everything
Unlimited range.
with unlimited range, and
Faster downloads, better uploads.
Claw was basically like, yo, them niggas over there got a whole bunch of vibranium, yo. It was like, wait a minute. He just said you took all of it. Like, yo, I just took a little bit, yo. I just took a little bit, all right? It ain't even stealing if you take a little bit.
And he still calls them savages too. He has seen Wakanda. He still calls them savages.
Yeah, because he's a fucking racist, man.
Yeah, he is. He was just like
White people.
He was like these savages. I'm like, yo, their technology is like a million. You stole from them. Like they didn't do anything to you.
He shot T'Challa with his arm cannon. And then T'Challa grabs him up, and he tells T'Challa while he's wearing the suit, "You savages don't deserve what you have." And I'm like, "You're the one you're in his grip right now." Like,
yeah, and T'Challa was getting ready to wear his ass out too. They were like, "Yo, it was like mad South Koreans like with video, dude.
There was
Just take it easy."
So right before I got to talk about this. Right before Ross goes in and interrogates him, Ross, T'Challa, and Okoye are all there trying to figure out what the fuck to do, right?
Yeah.
And Ross is like, "All right, I'll do good cop, bad cop," and Okoye in her native language was like, "Yo, let's just take this motherfucker, yo. Like, what is he gonna do, yo? What is he gonna do but sit there and cry in the corner,
Like the cuck that he is.
right?" And he's like, "All right, look." Let's pretend to do this good cop bad cop shit, right? And she says something again, and Ross was like, yeah,
He
good
does
job,
He taps him
good
on the
job,
shoulder.
right?
Yeah.
And Okoye was like, if this nigga touches you one more time, I'm gonna impale him in that desk over there.
Like, God
I
damn.
was like,
like,
Jesus
wow.
Christ. And then what's his name was like, does she speak English? When she wants
she
to,
wants to.
nigga. And I'm like, oh, all right. All right now.
That shit was great, and I like when Ross goes into the room to interrogate Andy Serkis. He's like, they cut back to the two of them there, and he's like, Okoye. She's like, Americans.
Like
I apologize for
chill
the
out.
Just calm down,
Fuck off,
goddamn.
nigga. Like, I don't like
I
that
feel like when she said Americans, what I heard was white people.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was just a stand-in for the whites everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
So Ross comes out and he's like, yo, this dude just said you got a bunch of vibranium. Is that true? I was like, who are you going to believe? I mean, come on. And all of a sudden, explosion, right? And it turns out Eric Killmonger is breaking Claw out of his imprisonment. There's a big shootout. Ross jumps in front of a bullet for Nakia.
Yep.
And Ross is fucking Killmonger is able to snatch up Claw, and they get away, but not before T'Challa sees a ring of dangling around a necklace that Killmonger is wearing.
By the way, the imagery of Killmonger with this like sort of like superhero-ish, like, you know, like armor or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Then with the African mask was just such a cool fucking look. I thought it was great. By the way, if you sell that, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I'm already planning. Look, we already have many helmets back here from other stuff. Look, I'm buying the Black Panther one from this movie, absolutely. And if they sell that Killmonger one, I'm absolutely buying it because it looks incredible. That should look dope. And I like that when he stole it from the museum, they were like, "Oh, is this made of vibranium?" He was like, "Nah, I'm just feeling this." It should look dope. It just did. And it just gave an extra like this is not taking place in London. You know what I mean? Right. Like it had a different feel to it, which I thought was cool. Also, I like that they didn't go to the U.S. to find Claw. They kept it somewhere else outside of Europe and everything else. They kept it in South Korea, which I thought was also really smart.
Yeah. So T'Challa decides to take Everett Ross back to Wakanda instead of pursuing Claw.
Well, because he's dying. He got shot.
He
gave him a
shot
sensu bean.
He got shot in the back. Right. He gave him one of them fucking magic beans from Jack and the Beanstalk. And
nigga, did you say a sensu bean from Jack and Ball's video? Shut up, yo. God damn it.
That's what it was.
It was like, hold on a second.
It's like, yeah, let me take this off and just put it in its back. This will stop the bleeding.
Yo, vibranium is ridiculous.
That shit is magic.
It's
like I know they're trying to ground everything in technology, but you can't ground everything in technology when your technology is powered by magic. It just isn't.
But
don't worry, these rocks are fine. What? That's very funny.
So they take him back, and Okoye brings up a good point. It's like, yo, this dude's job is to tell his government about the shit that he sees.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when we heal him? And like, it's your job to protect us. It's like, I know what my job is. And so they take him to Shuri's lab, where Shuri magically heals him. And while she's doing that, T'Challa confronts Forrest Whitaker, and we get the truth about what happened that you described earlier.
Right, which is T'Chaka actually killing Njobu back early in the movie. Like, they just didn't show it because he tried to kill Zuri.
Now this is where we're gonna have like the interesting conversation, right? Njobu, Sterling K. Brown's character, has been embedded in America for how many years, but it's the 90s in California, right? Like, there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, no kidding.
And during that flashback, he's
what year was the LA riots?
When did Rodney King get beat up?
Was it like
that was like 1992.
I thought it was
94, like I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so shit is like, we're at the cusp. It's basically a powder keg at that point.
Right.
It may have been 92.
So Njobu was stealing the vibranium because he wanted to empower the disenfranchised, the poor folk who look like him.
1992 were the LA riots. So there you go.
Yeah. So he was like, look, their leaders are being assassinated and shit like that, right? He's like, I'm taking this vibranium because I want to develop technology that will help the people who look like us. And if we provide these people these weapons, Wakanda can come in and rule like we are supposed to, right? Like, and that is the crux of his, why of his plan. And it is essentially what Killmonger's idea is, right?
Yeah.
That he wants to...
I mean, then it goes a little further.
I mean, now, one of the things that, I'll see if I can find it real quick, but one of the things that Ryan Coogler said the theme of this film is the film's central theme is responsibility and identity. Quote, "What do the powerful owe those in need? It separates the good guys from the villains. What value is strength unless you are using it to help someone? Wakanda pretends to be just another struggling African country, but some of its neighbors are struggling for real. If Wakandans don't stand up for themselves, who will? But if they stand only for themselves, who are they?" And that is the big argument, right? Like, what do you do? Do you help those that you feel should be helped? Or basically, are you conservative, or are you I guess liberals aren't exactly. I mean, I hate to break it down like that, but
I think it's a little bit more complex than just conservative or liberal. I think it has more to do with, are you more concerned about external help, which causes some damage internally, or are you just worried about, we need to keep our stuff internal and just, hey, everybody else, pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
I don't think we touched on the Wakabi and T'Challa conversation where they talked about refugees and things like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because Nakia brought up earlier in the movie how Wakanda, or how she can't stay because T'Challa wants her to stay to be with him, and she's like, I can't stay because I've seen too much and people need help and Wakanda can help them. And T'Challa says, well, but I'm not the king of everyone else. I'm the king of just Wakandans. And she says, and
that was a powerful line, by the way.
And she says, well, Wakanda is strong enough to help other people and still protect ourselves. And that's one influential voice in his ear. But then you have another one in Wakabi, and he's like, well, if we start helping other people, we start bringing refugees in, that means that they're going to bring in their problems. However, if you want to go out there and clean up the world, I'll help you do that.
Yo, this shit is so fun.
Yeah, I like that line.
Like
What do you mean? I was like,
So
the parallels,
because that gives layers.
Yeah.
the parallels to today are just
the parallels are just right in your fucking face,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, he might as well have just been saying, yeah, well, America is strong enough to help others and protect themselves. Right. Yeah, but I don't know about all that. Them motherfuckers gonna bring in their problem. Now, if you want to go in there and start some shit and fucking blow some shit up, I'm all about it, baby.
First, let's build a wall.
Yeah, we have a wall.
Yeah.
They have a wall.
That's
Right. Visible wall.
Double walls.
Well, no one can see them outside of it.
And
A
to me-
beautiful wall. Some parts are see-through, right?
That's the wall that Trump wants.
Yeah,
want-
this is
no,
it.
no,
He's
no,
he's
Wakandan
watching this
wall.
movie.
It's
He's like,
that's what the fuck I want.
he was like, I don't like that there's a lot of niggers in this movie, but this wall idea
That
is
technology is amazing.
his solar powered wall that you can drop a bucket through or whatever.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
same wall. Fucking hate that nigga. But
He was like, call that little 16-year-old nigga and have it. She's a genius.
but it actually
not
feels
Yeah,
to
I
me
think he thinks Wakanda
it is
will replace
feel like an American thing where you hear Americans say all the time like, well, why do we have to bring in other refugees? Because that means we're gonna have to assimilate them into our culture, or at least try to integrate them into our culture, and that's gonna cause some issues. And to me, like, which is interesting because Killmonger, he is American, but he has, I don't want to say an inclusive viewpoint.
No, he does not.
He doesn't. I mean, we talked about this earlier online, but I just thought it was interesting that the American wants to expose Wakanda. Whereas I feel like now, today in real life, I feel like some Americans are more like Wakabi, and they think like, yeah, let's go to other countries and overthrow their governments and fuck up their shit and stuff like that. But y'all can't come here though.
I feel like
I think that's 100% right.
I feel like, yeah, the American wants to expose Wakanda, but he only wants to expose Wakanda for their resources.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't. Man, he doesn't give a damn.
No, he doesn't care about Black liberation.
Right, he cares about Black supremacy, and
Thank you.
That's not.
Ding ding.
I
ding.
don't even think he really cares so much about Black supremacy. I think he cares about his own power to rule over everyone else. It's
Black
part of that
supremacy
is
through his
him.
supremacy.
Right,
You're
because,
right.
because, you know, I mean, Are we gonna have a conversation now?
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
for it. Let's make some people very upset. Y'all niggas in that fucking thread are wilding.
So he
Go ahead.
Hotep. I mean that nigga is full Hotep. I mean yes, it was poon sizzling or whatever.
I mean, get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. It's fine.
It was. I mean, I did like the part. I did like his chest and whatever, even with the kill marks, which was
He
kind
killed
of.
a lot of fucking
Yo,
people.
he's a fucking
I mean,
psychopath.
I'm trying to figure out how he got the ones on the back, and I'm trying to figure out like why there was like one like large line just.
He
for his
killed
chest.
that. That is when he killed a lot of people. Like he had a really serious day. He was like, "Fuck
lined
this."
a bunch of people up and just
But one of the scenes where he
This is when I killed 20. Like, wow.
where he has the heart-shaped herb and whatever, and he tells him to burn it all down.
Burn it all.
Because and you see the what is she, a priestess or whatever, and she's like, well, we can't do that because what if we have another king? And you can just see he's like, what other king?
Like, bitch, what?
What the fuck are you talking
nah.
about?
And that should
First and last king.
if for everyone who's on his side, like that should have been an indicator that he doesn't give a damn about Wakanda's legacy. Whereas T'Challa and every other Black Panther before him, they cared about Wakanda past themselves. But what's his name? Killmonger doesn't give a damn about any of that. He wants to destroy the world.
I don't think the people who think Eric is right using his means, like, yeah, Eric's. I mean, he's got a point, right?
Right.
He
I mean,
does.
that's the whole thing. Is
he does.
But
he does have a point.
but I don't think. But some people think that his means are correct.
Yeah.
The people that think that Eric's means are correct, they don't care about Wakanda's legacy, just like he doesn't. He cares about going back to his home, Oakland, and seeing a power shift.
Right.
Well, and
that's not equality. Like
And it's
you
not
can't
freedom.
just be like, all right, you enslaved us for 400 years. It's our turn.
that's
Yeah, we gotta start somewhere.
yeah. I mean, but that is. I mean, I guess you do.
But, and it's also not freedom either.
No, exactly.
Because if you have to get people to follow your lead out of fear, out of fearing the others, like refugees or whatever, who won't do anything to us or whatever, then you're really not keeping the people who follow you free. They're only fighting for you out of fear, not out of something that they actually love and want to fight for.
Right. Like one of the things about some people said, "Oh, is Killmonger the best Marvel villain, right? Since Loki?" The answer is yes. He is the best, right? And Loki was the best up until this point because he was complex, right? He had a sort of Shakespearean neglected son. That's a standard kind of thing, and he played it really well.
I think Zemo was also up there too.
Yeah, he was.
I think the two best are Killmonger and the Vulture. Because
the Vulture is very good,
The
too.
Vulture was doing it, it was all about capitalism and like the little guy getting
screwed. Yeah, but there are layers there, right? Like it's kind of funny because you can literally watch the arc of the Marvel movies as they're just getting better and more in depth, and just like
whereas Jeff Bridges was just like, fuck that guy. I want to be the big Iron Man.
Like his argument was literally, that guy's got an Iron Man. I also want to be an Iron Man.
And I think
It's not that interesting.
When we talk about the villains like Zemo or Killmonger, at the end of the day, they succeeded in a way. Like Wakanda did open up itself to the world, just not the way he wanted. And
I would argue. Sorry to cut you off. I would argue Nakia won.
Yeah, Nakia.
Not so much Killmonger, but yes, ultimately the same thing.
I'm gonna give her all of the praise that she did because she is the savior of this movie.
She gets all the praise from me.
But like even
she didn't have to even be in this movie.
But even Zemo won because his thing was to break up the Avengers.
Yeah,
I honestly don't think Killmonger is that complex. I don't. I just don't like white people.
But no, I am not a complex person. I mean, Aaron Killmonger is not a complex
Kill all
person.
the white people and their
I
children.
mean, I don't.
fucking Tarek Killmonger.
It's just like he knows where he's from, and he thought it was fucked up that they left him there. And they have all of this technology, and I'm like, "Yo, you could have helped us. It's like you could have helped everybody. Like it's kind of fucked up." I mean, he grew up. He went to the army. They taught him how to kill.
He was also MIT too. He was
he was super smart, and like he trained. He's a killer, and he just wants to take over. Like it's not that complex.
Well, okay. I agree with you from that perspective. I guess when I say his character is complex, I think it has more to do with his character in line with T'Challa is complex, because I see the two of them as the dichotomy of thought that goes on in every black person's mind, right? Which is, Mike and I talked about this, like it is Dan Freeman and that cop sitting in the car in the spook who sat by the door, right? Where Dan Freeman is like, look, we got to kill these motherfuckers because that's the only way they know. And the cop is like, yo, hold on a second. Like, shit's getting better. Yeah, I know it's fucked up. We got to like try to work and stuff like that. And I think that is the split between a lot of black people. Do you stay within the system, try to subvert it, and fix it that way, or do you try to literally destroy the system and build up this new thing? Now, Killmonger's fucked up view was, I'm going to destroy the system, and everyone's like, yeah, and then they stop listening because he's like, and then I'm going to be just as oppressive and fucked up, and you're like, wait, what? Hold. I was with you in the first part, but I feel like people stopped listening to what he said because then he pulled out knives and was a badass, and I'm like, yo, the other part of what he said is crazy.
He yoked up an old lady who was in Wakanda who's been there for a long time. I mean,
when I tell you to do something, you do that shit. And I was like, girl, you better light that shit on fire. This nigga is not playing.
I mean, he would have killed her if she uttered one more word of protest. Yeah. He would have killed her right there. I don't know how that wasn't a red light, like a red flag for everyone to be like, yo, I don't know who this nigga is. I mean, he said something I kind of agree with. But I don't.
Like, you start yoking up old ladies. That's a bridge.
Nigga, he shot his girlfriend. Right. Remember that shit? He didn't have any superpowers then. He wasn't even in Wakanda. He was like, no, it's going to be all right. Bam. Like,
no. He's in my way.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, he didn't give a fuck. He was just like, let me just.
Which is.
It is a hotel. Yo, like, what
he is.
He is. He does not truly care about black people's survival or liberation.
He doesn't care about black women.
He's all about what you put in your body. Like, he's obsessed with it, seemingly. Like,
watching too many fucking Umar Johnson videos.
He was like, look, this nigga's making a lot of sense. It's like, let me scar myself up real quick and get out there. But like, that whole dichotomy between T'Challa and T'Challa is an interesting character for a number of reasons, but his interaction with Killmonger is fascinating because here he's trying to decide. He's stuck between Killmonger's viewpoint, which he doesn't agree with, obviously, right? He's like, no, I don't think we should just kill everybody. What the fuck are you talking about? That's insane. Right. But he's stuck between that and Nakia's mindset, which is we do need to open the country so that we can help these people, right? So he's got, and then he's got Wakabi, who is kind of back there too, is like, look, like, we could kind of do it. Like, so I thought that's sort of, those three main characters, I think that's what is complex, right? And so I should probably say it that way. But like this idea that we would want, and I see way before this movie, I see a lot of people advocating for replacing white supremacy with black supremacy. That's not like the idea of that of like, we would be better oppressors. I'm like, what are you talking about? And do people say shit like that? Look, I saw people who today said that shit.
So black people are also, we're human beings too.
Thank you. I mean, this is why I don't like that whole idea of like black people are different than everyone.
No, we're not. Which is the point of trying to get our freedoms and make sure that we're treated as human beings just like everyone else, because that's exactly who we are. I mean, we wouldn't be better, quote unquote, oppressors. We would be shitheads at the end of the day too.
Yo, look, you don't have to take our word for it. Here's a history lesson. Go ahead and Google Robert Mugabe. Right. Robert Mugabe literally did the same shit this guy's talking about. He was like, hey, look.
Wasn't he military?
Yeah. He was like, Rhodesia. Interesting. It's a lot of white people here. Let's kill all of them. And he did. And I was like, you're right. Like, okay. And then he was like, cool, now I'm in charge. And he was like, oh, black people, I'm going to kill all y'all too. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to run this country into the ground. It's one of the worst.
That's too much. The white people, it was fine.
They just stop. Just stop. You were halfway there. We were with you. And then you were like, you turned on us, dog. But that's what happens. Right. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So this idea that he would liberate all these people and then just be like, I'm a benevolent leader.
It wouldn't stop. I mean, he would have.
Yo, he gonna kill. He's like Brave Captain America. I'll put his ass in the dirt too. Like, God damn.
But what some people don't understand is that if, let's say, Killmonger had permanently killed T'Challa, right? He would have.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean,
Spoiler alert. The hero survives.
yeah. I mean, this movie's going to get a sequel, obviously, maybe several.
Yeah, probably.
But like, Killmonger would have probably killed Shuri, or probably ran her out of the country, so he wouldn't have the smartest person in the world building all that tech. And then Shuri would have just gone to America, probably met up with Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, created their own tech, and then come in with the Avengers
and try to kill him.
Yeah, come with not just with the Avengers but other governments, and then destroy Wakanda itself. So
right.
I mean,
like the idea that his thought process makes sense long term, which it doesn't. Right? You would absolutely get unstoppable war and strife against your own people. And that's why that mindset does not work long term. Yeah, it sounds really great. I mean, somebody made a point. Look, this is a real comic book nerdy thing, but someone made the point I thought was really sound. He's Magneto. He's the same exact philosophy as Magneto.
Michael B. Jordan said.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yo, we have all this technology.
Yeah.
We have more power. Why don't we just go kill these
Mutant
people
supremacy.
and rule? Yeah, mutant supremacy, and let's rule over them. And you're like, excuse me, that sounds like a bad idea.
Right.
Because it is. Don't get caught up just because he's black and was a badass that his philosophy makes sense. It doesn't.
But did you see the way that suit came on though?
I know it did look good. It did look good. That shit was awesome. And I like, because I had seen the trailer and I knew it was coming, but like people clearly in the theater hadn't. And when he goes up against the Dora Milaje and that fucking Golden Jaguar thing came on, people were like, yo! People lost. That shit looked dope.
And like someone did his hair, thankfully. Someone
They laid it back. They laid it back.
And, you know,
that shit ain't gonna work.
He had like a
like,
gold
You can't be flopping all around up there, you know.
You gotta get a couple those like fucking shells or whatever, and some rubber bands.
I mean, like his hair was glistening.
You put the same house paint, Jermaine Jackson. He was like, I got it.
So he looked cool doing it.
Yeah, look, and that's the thing is people taking, like, ignoring what he's saying because he looked cool. I'm like, I get it. I loved his portrayal. He was a fucking badass. But yo, his philosophy is insanity. It's insanity. And we cannot promote this idea. And look, for fun, I don't give a fuck. The movie is awesome. But this idea of the best way for black people to make it in this world is to do the same shitty behavior that white people do.
Right. And he says it throughout the film. He's like, I learned from my enemies.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's just, I'm doing the same shit that they did to us.
Right. And T'Challa calls him out. He was like, you want to make us like them. And it's like, dude, like, how do you not see that as a problem? And people are like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
And that still kind of makes you beholden to white supremacy if your goal is to actually aspire to be just like them.
Yeah, you should aspire to be better than them.
Deprogram yourselves. I don't like the fact that is a term now.
Deprogram?
People say that?
Or shit like
What does that mean?
It means like when people are like, yo, this still a white movie, yo, deprogram yourself.
If all you niggas went to the polls, you know, then Trump won't be president. Maybe I should go to the polls instead of go see Black Panther. I saw that shit on Twitter.
Nigga, did you go to the polls?
And also,
I went to the polls and I saw the movie. Nigga, they're not on the same day. What are you talking about?
And also,
They probably think you can vote all year round. I showed up, ain't nobody here.
Thank you. I was like,
because you ain't never vote. Shut the
I
fuck
was
up.
like, you can only usually vote like one day,
He
and
went
it's
to the
really
fucking
hard to vote because
recreation
the
center. That shit was empty.
I skipped Black Panther for this shit.
like,
Can I vote for Barack Obama for the third time? Nigga, that's not how it works. Yo, I need you to read a book, dog. Like, come on, stop.
All right, so let's run through some of this story. Eric challenges T'Challa to ritual combat. He's about to kill him, and then Forrest Whitaker sees him out of his good eye and is like, wait, don't do that. And he was like, take me, I'm the one you want. He was like, all right. And he fucking kills him.
I'll take both.
I'll take you both.
And
he was like, wait, well, I thought it was just one. Oh, damn, all right. That was a waste of time.
And then he throws T'Challa over the waterfall. Then we get the scene of him saying, burn all the heart-shaped herbs, and when I tell you to do something, you better do that shit.
And there's that scene with when he goes to the ancestral plane.
Yeah, and his ancestral plane was fucking Oakland. I mean, but I get it though, right?
Yeah, you go where you go. He doesn't know the fucking.
He doesn't know where. Yeah, he
I
was
mean,
like,
but what if you went to the ancestral plane and it was Baltimore?
I would be a little upset. I would be a little upset.
It's just Baltimore with like a purple haze background. You're like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
And not just
Oh,
Baltimore.
Pikesville.
Mike is your dad. Mike is your dad. I'm trying to talk to you.
Hey, Mike. I'm trying to tell you something, man. How your customers doing? Like, all right, they doing all right. They doing all right. God
TV
damn.
crowd in the wall. Your impression of your dad is fucking spot on.
So yeah, so he's like, burn all this shit because ain't gonna be no more kings. And
Again, he's literally destroying everything that you thought was
Then,
cool.
like, who's gonna
20
go after
minutes
you?
ago.
This
Right.
There
Like,
will be no after.
You're gonna die eventually, bro.
dumb hotep niggas. I swear.
He was like, don't worry about regular water. We only need alkaline water. Throw all the rest of that water out. That's basically what he said. We good.
Nakia sneaks in and she's able to take one heart-shaped herb. So Nakia rounds up
Shuri.
Ross, Shuri, and Ramonda, and they go to the Jabari tribe in the mountains, and they're like, "Yo, we need your help, yo. Can you like just take this shit?" And they're having a conversation, and then the white man does what white people are wont to do and just give their input.
Ungawa. Silencio. A white man is speaking. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Give their input on something that just does not affect them at all, and they shut that shit. He shut that shit
He
down.
literally just started making monkey noises until he's.
Yo.
You cannot speak. He was like, if you say another word, I will feed you to my children. And I was like, God damn. He was like, I'm kidding. We're vegetarians. That shit was funny.
Hilarious.
Right, because that's something that you'd think a savage would say, right?
Yeah. Right.
They're like, no, we ain't savages, nigga. Like, we eat tofu.
We eat plants and herbs, nigga.
We eat mushrooms and berries and shit.
He's
man.
like, yeah, I got this big.
First of all,
by
I'm
eating-
right, thank you. I refuse to believe that shit.
I'm a vegetarian. Nigga, you like
vegetarian.
225, 255. Look like you can bench press 300. Get out of here.
beans.
You eat animals that are vegetarians.
He was like, is that what it means in America? Because that's what it means here. I'm like, no. We eat those rhinos that only eat apples. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Shut up.
So they're like, look, we need your help. There's an outsider on the throne. And he said, wait, was it a fair contest? They were like, yeah, so it wasn't a murder. It was more like a defeat, right? Shuri was like, come on, nigga.
Like, stop playing, yo. We serious right now. That shit was very funny. I like that. Like, his interaction was great. Like,
Yo,
it was
when I first saw the movie, I thought that the scene of him in the beginning was going to be the only scene. I'm
Right.
like, oh, that kind of sucks, right? Like this guy, he's in this big Marvel movie, and that's his only scene. So I'm glad that he was able to come back
He's
a
going to
couple
be in
more
Infinity
times.
War.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be in Infinity War. So they're like, look, we got this heart-shaped herb, man. We're willing to give it to you. We need somebody that will come and help take this dude out. And we would have given it to Okoye, but Okoye is, she has her beliefs, and her belief is, I need to protect Wakanda, no matter who the fucking president is.
Yeah, I thought until the FBI finishes their investigation.
Then I could turn on.
Exactly, just stab him right in the back. But I did think that was important to show Okoye being her loyalty to being to the state.
Her being conflicted about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because she was
she's
like,
upset.
look, my heart is with you, but I can't. And another thing that I like is that, this movie doesn't pass the Bechdel test, right? Like, not even that conversation passes the Bechdel test. But it is, I enjoyed the fact that Nakia was like, hey, I need your help. And Okoye was like, yeah, I know, but I'm loyal to the state. And then that was it. It was like, all right, I understand. It was like, I understand too. Like go get them. Like, because in any other movie, right? Like, those two would be at odds.
Yeah.
For some odd reason. Like, they couldn't understand each other.
Right.
Right, but she respected her decision.
Right. Like that's what I want to see, yo. Like these two women just like respect, yo. Like,
Right.
I just, God, this movie's so good, man.
And Okoye wasn't the only Dora who was conflicted about it either. There was the one from Civil War who was behind her.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Are you sure we can't do anything else to kind of stop?"
Yeah, because she was like, "Yo, I mean, we can roll down there right now."
Yeah,
I'll stab this nigga, throw his ass off. Throw his ass off this waterfall, and we can just pretend this never happened. I mean, and clean T'Challa up and get him right back on the throne.
You know what? They could have, because Killmonger was like, "I don't need the entire country here." So
it was like, right, stab. Who was that? I don't remember him. I don't know her. I don't know her.
Through that spear.
Fucking spear come flying through the air.
oh shit!
Like, gotcha.
So
Wakanda forever.
they offer up the last heart-shaped herb to M'Baku, and M'Baku was like, "Oh, God damn it, come here, y'all!" And then he brings them to a bed of snow, and T'Challa is there, and they like, "Oh shit, son, my boy." Well, you know, I can't.
Still a little salty.
I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing. I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing.
This nigga's in a coma dying. He's just like,
so it was more like a defeat, man, right?
He's like, so we lost, right?
He's like, just because he's like, look, wake his ass up because I want to tell him that shit to his face.
Like, you got knocked the fuck out. Like,
Yeah, you might have beat me, but somebody from the outside came and beat the brakes off your ass. What happened that?
So they heal him with the herb, and he goes into the ancestral plane, and he confronts his father, and his father was looking sad and directly at him at the same time. He was just like,
sad and extra
"Oh, I'm
sad."
sorry, but I'm a man, so I'm gonna look you in the eye." I'm sorry, yo. The shit was distracting.
It was.
He's a wonderful actor.
Like his,
I could not
Turn
away.
Not see it, yo. I couldn't not see it.
I actually, at one point, I was like, I gotta pick an eye that I'm gonna like pay attention
Focus
to.
on.
Because like, if I look at both of them, I'm gonna start laughing.
I mean, like one eye blinked and the other one didn't.
Right, yo. Like, come on, man.
I'm
Like,
not
come
saying
on,
anything.
yo.
It's just an observation. I was just like, huh, that's interesting.
That is not good.
That's mean.
And he was like,
It is.
What's mean?
It is.
It's a
True.
fact.
That may be true.
But it's still very.
Still,
I mean,
Look,
I mean,
well,
like,
then-
yo.
that shit was just like.
I mean, then they could have fixed it. Like Forrest Whitaker's eye, they fixed his eye, and the poster in his eye just looked regular in the movie. I mean,
Don't
so
do that. Or maybe he just squinted his eye to make it.
I think there weren't enough close-ups of Forrest Whitaker.
That's
like
probably for the best.
poor John Candy. Like he was bam front and
Yeah.
center in the astral plane, boy.
look, representation. So I'm pretty sure there's someone else who looks just like that.
I'm pretty sure there's someone else with a dead eye that went to go see this movie, and now they are represented.
Yeah. See?
What?
I heard what you said. Nope.
What? So
Moving on.
Michael basically turned this into a
Moving
positive.
on. No, I will not. I will not. No, I will not. I will not deal with that.
So he confronts
Yo,
his
I
dad.
didn't even catch it. I took me a couple seconds. I'm like,
Think about it.
No, I caught it.
He confronts his dad and is
The
like,
worst person
You're
I
a
know.
dick.
he confronts his dad.
Literally one of the worst people I know.
He confronts his
My
dad.
best friend. Great. That's
He confronts his dad and he's like, "Yo, why did you leave him, yo? Like, why'd you leave little baby Eric? Like, little baby
what
Eric
happened to
could've-
Wallace?
little baby Eric could have came and you could have took him and we could have still been." He was like, "Yeah, sorry. It's hard being king, man. I told you earlier in the movie the first time you came to the astral plane, a good man can't be king, and your daddy's not a good man." And
He was like, "What did he say? We had to."
had to
He
keep-
was.
we had to
He was
keep
the.
it
No.
alive.
It was a secret that
No.
or something like that.
He was the. He was the fact we chose to omit or something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo,
Yeah,
that
the
is."
truth they
I was
chose to
like,
admit.
"That is a fucking terrible way to say you left the kid." I mean, it is. It's poetic, but I was like, "Yo, that shit kind of hurt."
They didn't need to
very
leave him.
African.
They really did.
Very African. Like, straight and to the point. Like, look, that's the nigga we chose to forget. Sorry.
Jesus.
Like, goddamn,
That's what he
Dad.
said.
Okay.
Like, all right.
And she was like, "No, I can't let this in." And Deadeye's like, "Yo, come hang out with us. It's nice out here. It's always perpetually like dusk and dawn at the same time."
Just like, that scene looks. It looks like the same scene from The Lion King.
Yeah, this everything about this movie screams Lion King.
Yeah, I was like,
it is
even the
very
music.
Shakespearean in that way.
Like the beginning of the music, I was waiting for. I was waiting for the second part. I'm like, oh, hip hop just came
And
out.
then the monkey just threw the symbol off the thing.
I'm like, oh, so that's not the song at all.
So so T'Challa ends up coming out of the snow and is like, "Oh shit, son, I'm back, baby." And
It's like, give me a blanket.
It's fucking cold.
yeah, it's
freezing.
fucking cold as shit. I didn't know
Monkey
it
ass
was
motherfuckers, they
snowing
got
out. And so they go over the plan, right? And then T'Challa's like, I need to speak with Man-Ape. And he was like, yo, Man-Ape, thanks for helping me out, yo. But I can really use some of your monkey men to come and help me. And Man-Ape was like, no.
Right.
Nigga, no.
helping you. Fuck
Like,
off.
I'm sure you need our help.
Yeah, so that shit was funny. He was like, I need an arm. He was like, I'm sure you do. And he like literally laughed as he was saying like, no, fuck you. I will not help you.
And of course, we all know that's bullshit, right? Like, of course he's gonna come back.
I love
Oh,
him.
well, you know why? Because it's a way to just have just a little bit over the other guy. Like, remember when I helped you?
needed help.
Mhm, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about Claw? How Claw got killed?
I think
yeah.
somebody mentioned it earlier.
Yeah,
that,
Eric Killmonger fucking just
Why
shoot
did they kill him?
to
Because
take
he-
him to Wakanda.
I mean,
like,
I know
take him out of
why,
the
but
MCU.
like, why did
Oh,
they take him out the MCU? Because
Well,
I mean, what's he gonna do? They're getting ready to fight a god.
no, I mean, but okay, all right, now I
you
remember
mean
what-
like future movies?
yeah, future movies. So that was my question to you guys. Like, so who are his other villains? Because Kevin Feige wants a sequel. So where do they go from here if Claw is dead?
You could pull off something about Claw. So ultimately, Claw becomes basically the personification of
The
sound.
living embodiment of sound.
Right. So that thing he has on his hand is like an old mining tool that they repurposed. You could basically say something. I mean, look, they got magic rocks over there. Like, I don't know. It's like someone dropped one in their fucking bag and he was like, "Whoa," and then he like turned the sound. I don't know. I'm sure they could figure it out.
I mean,
But
there's a certain 6-issue run featuring a Latvian dictator that invades Wakanda and tries to take all the vibranium. I mean, that would be really cool. Like, really, really cool.
Okay, so whose side are you? Would you be on?
Nigga,
Yo.
Dr. Doom side, fuck that nigga. Selfish ass. Look, maybe we wouldn't invade you if you shared some of that shit, nigga.
Micah immediately siding with Dr. Doom.
You goddamn
White
right.
man.
Yo, I would love
That
for that to be Dr. Doom's introduction. Just
Oh
like,
my
get the
God.
fuck out of here, yo.
Well, what was the book? What was the book? War of Kings. That's the one where he fights Submariner, right? Like they,
yeah, Submariner's also
they try to invade.
because Submariner is also a dick. He's like Water Doom.
You got land Doom, Water Doom, African Doom. They're all the same guy.
Oh, so Dr. Doom in Wakanda, huh?
Yeah, he invaded Wakanda.
Yo, that would
and
be.
stole some vibranium.
What was the name of that run?
Doom War? Like he talked to the Panther God and was like, "Yo."
He
And
talks to the what?
Doom talked to the Panther God, and the Panther God was like, "I see your point."
Yeah, like I think you really believe what you're saying.
Yeah,
like you're not lying. You're
right.
like,
You're not lying, you're just a little crazy.
Yeah, like
What
yeah,
was
they
his
should have.
point?
He Dr. Doom truly thinks that he could run the world in the best possible way.
Yeah, he believes
and
it.
it's not just like Eric
It's not like-
Killmonger. Killmonger's lying, right? Like he's lying through his fucking teeth, right?
Like, I'm gonna kill all of y'all.
Right, I'm about to kill this black woman for not supporting me, trying to support these other. Like, get the fuck out of here.
For just telling him, yo, it's just our tradition, and this is what we don't. And he's just like, no, bitch. Just,
Fuck
Bitch, I ain't from
tradition.
Africa. It's from Oakland. Y'all got corner stores around here or no?
you see these mosquito bumps? This is for every kill.
It's like, you know how many black women I kill? Look at my back. Look at it.
I kill my own brothers and sisters. Emphasis on the sisters, just to get in.
I killed so many women. Like, wait, what? Dog, why are you so
hold on.
excited
Why
about
you
it?
sound like
Take
Rick
it
Lewis
easy.
right now?
Oh.
So
You know how
T'Challa,
long I've been in my prayer room? You know how long?
T'Challa goes back to Wakanda while Killmonger is continuing his mission of getting these weapons out to all the war dogs across the world, right? And
And Wakabi's just.
what's his name? And Wakabi's with him because he's like, yo, you were able to kill Claw and not Yeah, and I don't even know you, so I'm just gonna side with you, right?
Yeah, Wakabi's a
And
bitch.
he got mad at T'Challa. T'Challa was like, yeah, he slipped through our fingers. And he's like, your father tried for 30 years. I thought you would be different.
Like, nigga, it's my first mission, yo.
I was like, I've been king for a day. Like, give me some space.
He was like, your father did nothing. I was like, yo, I went to South Korea and rode on a car driven by my sister from over here. Give me a break.
Like, can I go
I'm
on
sorry.
So
What have you been doing? Feeding rhinos apples in the last fucking 4 days? God, my goddamn face.
fucking
Your ass
sitting
in
on the
sunken
border.
place, nigga.
We should have never freed you.
Your wife is a more badass than you are. She was with me on that mission. 'Cause
Right,
Mary took-
Meek Mill, get the fuck out of here.
Were they on a world tour or were they on his girls tour? Those are the only rap lyrics I know.
So T'Challa comes back, right? T'Challa comes back and he's like, hey, Killmonger, and Garrick's like, yo, sup? It's like, yo, I didn't yield and you didn't kill me, so it's still on. It's like, nah, yo, dead that shit, homie. Fuck that shit, yo.
He was like, nah, that challenge shit is done. Like, nah, we over that. I did.
Killmonger's just a nigga.
Yo, he is.
A nigga from Oakland.
But the funny part of that scene is like after the he like crashes like T'Challa crashes the plane and like you see him like as he like stands up, you see him. His first moment of like everyone seeing him is to like take the mask off and then just to fucking showboat like, what's up, dog? Like, it's like, I'm back, nigga. Like that shit was dope. I was like,
That's what I would do.
hell yeah,
Fuck
that's
it.
right.
I think Killmonger was wearing like a fur coat in that scene or something like that.
Yeah, he was.
And I was like, he is such a nigga. He finally gets some money.
Yo, you in Africa,
chinchilla
nigga, and you bought a chinchilla coat, yo.
In Africa, nigga, it's 89 degrees
You
all
are
the
in
time.
Central Africa. Like, you are literally on the equator.
It's like it's a little breezy out here. That's hilarious. He didn't wear any African garb. He was like, "Bring me your warmest chinchilla coat." I'm like,
And some sweatpants. Like, all right, yo.
with
Fuck outta here, man.
this
With
gold.
the gold chain and
Of
shit.
course he chose that one.
He's like, yo, I wanted to be gold.
I was like, ugh.
well, because
I think it
remember,
was, Shuri stole the other one. Shuri
Yeah.
stole
right?
the other one.
Because when T'Challa first sees the new costumes,
It was only 3 of them.
it was the gold one and then the black one, and he was basically like, I want to be. Basically, he was like, the goal is to not be seen. Like, and of course, the nigga from Oakland's like, what's the brightest one you have?
Yo, let me get one of the watches with the biggest face you can possibly get on it.
Give me 6 G-Shock watches. Like,
So Killmonger tells Wakabi to go get T'Challa. Okoye is like, nope, nah, nigga, fuck that. You have just proven that you are not able to be king because you did not, she found some bullshit loophole, right? And she was like,
paragraph 6 of the Wakandan doctrine says,
right. It's like, you disrespected our tradition. Fuck you. You can't be king. Let's fucking do this. So the Dora Milaje are fighting the Wakabi Milaje and Killmonger is now his fucking like gold leopard
Gold
skin.
jaguar.
And he's fighting like 6 Dora Milaje and they almost take him out, and there's a huge fight, right? And I won't get into
Rhinos.
the details of the fight, but
one small detail of that fight is in the middle of the fight, T'Challa knocks out a bunch of dudes with his like
Kinetic.
kinetic energy blast, and then turns around, picks up a spear, and fucking throws that shit and takes a plane out. I was like, yo,
You know what?
God damn.
Actually,
that shit
like,
was badass.
right
This is the
at-
baddest spear chuck I've ever seen.
And this is around the time when this actually started to feel like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
this
I'm
is-
saying.
yeah.
Like,
I was
this
like-
is when it was a Marvel movie.
And there was only one light skinned Dora Milaje.
Yeah,
This
Was
one.
it?
yeah,
I
there
didn't
was
even
one.
see her.
and she died, didn't she?
Yeah,
Was
they had
that
to
the
kill
one
her
that died?
ass. Yeah, they had to kill her ass. They were like
Too light.
Too light. But you know what I liked? I liked that she was like, no, save me. She was like, Wakanda forever, nigga, do it. And
Oh,
what?
yeah, it's still the pro.
And once again, he's killing a woman. I'm like,
Again,
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
literally
if you
killed a
support
woman,
this
yo.
guy, I think you hate black women more than The Rock. I'm just
he
saying.
has killed 2 black women.
Yeah, he killed
And
2 black women in this movie. And
And,
choked
and
one
he
out.
tried to kill Shuri.
Yeah, he was that's when T'Challa was like, nah.
Fuck all that. I like that it wasn't the love interest that T'Challa was like, nah, fuck that. It was his sister like, no, hell no.
Right, yeah.
You're not fucking with family. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, the only way that scene could have been more to my liking would have been if it was his mother and he would have pulled a Superman like, yo, you're touching my mom. Like, oh, hell no. I gotta punch you through a building. But
I don't appreciate the way he referred to Ramonda as like, hey,
what's up, auntie?
Like,
I
I'd have killed him right there.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, don't talk to my mom like that.
I don't give a fuck if you are bound and all that fuck tradition. The fuck are you old people gonna do, huh? Nothing. You're gonna sit there and watch me kill this nigga. You better get the fuck out of my face.
Like, don't talk to my mom like that, dude. Don't do that.
We'll kick you off a podcast. You talk to my mother like that, motherfucker.
Huh.
Sounds interesting. That sounds wildly familiar.
Doesn't it?
It really does. I don't have anything to drink.
There's nothing even in this glass.
I just watched that last. The last lonely drop was just like, whoa.
Don't talk to my mother. Like, don't ever talk to my mother. I'll kill you. No, look. Michael was there. Somebody said some shit to my mom once.
He damn near killed somebody.
Yeah,
and that was in a fucking high school parking lot.
Yeah, don't do that.
He's always been a violent individual.
Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm a very nice person, but I have my lines.
And I'm the violent one. Okay.
No, your lines are just way shorter. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Your lines are white lines.
I like that song.
Just surrounded by violent individuals here.
I'm glad you're here to balance out all the fuckery that's happening on this side of the table.
Because I'm the nicest, most patient, and most non-violent person here.
I don't believe that.
I don't have any way of proving that.
No, it's not true.
Look, look. The fact of the matter is, if you have to say it, you're not.
There you go.
I live by that rule.
I said it because it is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So the fight continues.
Okay, Erica Killmonger. It's fine. It's fine.
The fight continues, and it seems that the Wakabi Malaje have the upper hand, and all of a sudden, the fucking Q dogs come in, fucking stomping and shit. And they're like, "Yo, we about to show you what the fucking monkey tribe can do." And so it kind of evens things out.
Yo, he grabbed Wakabe by the scruff of his neck like a puppy. He was like, I was like, yo, you didn't even have any special powers. He's like,
At one point, Wakabi calls in a bunch of rhinos. The rhinos,
they were not the best CG.
Yeah, I think they were running out of money there.
I will say the best part of that was T'Challa just basically taking one down. It's like, he just threw that shit in a fucking chokehold. It's like, boom.
So there's one other part I want to get to, right? Like, Wakabi is riding a rhino and he sees Okoye, his lover, and he's like, charge. And, he sees Man-Ape, and he's like, charge. And all of a sudden, Okoye comes in and saves Man-Ape and the rhino, because the rhino is, it's her pet also. Mm-hmm. So the rhino stops and licks her, and is like, oh, okay, yeah, I know you.
Hey, Mom.
Right. and Wakabi gets down, and he's like, hey, girl, you wouldn't kill me, would you?
Like, and she looks at him lovingly, and she says, without question.
Right. Nigga, get your ass on the ground. You bitch ass motherfucker. You punk bitch. That's why you over on the border with the rest of the Minutemen, because you're too scared to do shit, motherfucker.
With the Minutemen. I did like the fact, like, that was a scene when I saw it last night for a second time in a theater of it was like 30-70 us and non-black people, and everybody fucking cheered at that scene.
Yeah,
and they were like, hell yeah. They were like, and like literally, I heard a black woman, just like a lone black woman's voice, like, go ahead, girl. I was like, it's like, yeah. And I felt a little something. I was like, that's kind of awesome. Like I did. I felt a little awesome.
That's some nigga shit, yo. That shit just pissed me off when he did that shit. Yeah. Because like that's that shit that niggas do, man. Like hey girl, come on now, come on. I mean, I know I hit you, but come on, you still love me, don't you? Like, nigga, fuck off, yo.
Like,
Not that much.
she was like, you forgot about your boy? Like, come on. And he was like,
Wakabi really
stab you.
joined with someone he didn't know versus his best friend who he's known forever.
yeah, because
Like-
he was
he
more
didn't-
concerned about the philosophy than anything else.
I mean, at that point, like, if you're T'Challa, like, that friendship ends, right?
Oh, that nigga in jail. Whatever Wakanda jail is, he's there.
So
With his little robe with the magic fucking force fields behind him.
I thought they were going to fight for a second. I was like, man, it's going to be interesting.
Oh.
Him and
Okoye was-
Okoye?
Yeah.
Shit, I threw that nigga off a bridge.
That is not a match you want to take.
He knows that.
interesting. The
That's
shit would
why
have
he
been
was
over
like-
with in 2 seconds.
That's why he dropped his weapon. He's like, nah, I don't
I
need
don't
that
want
one.
none of this shit.
He was like,
Yeah.
she rough enough in the bedroom. I don't.
And then
Like,
everyone else
she
like dropped to their
kill me.
knees. And what I noticed is like I think I saw more of his men, and I don't think I saw any like other Dora Majali that were just on the ground. Because those doors, they were actually killing his men.
Yeah, no, they were
Yeah,
wiping them out.
they don't fucking play. Yo. They don't
We're
fucking
not
play.
we're not here to like knock you down and see how you feel later. No,
Right.
our jail only got roof of 5. Everybody else gotta die.
This ain't Civil War.
Yeah,
You are
we're
pulling
not-
your
we're not
punches.
play
Nah,
fighting.
ain't nobody pulling no punches. We pulling spears out of your gut.
I can't wait to see the Dora in Civil War. I mean, Infinity War.
So while all this is going on, Killmonger and Black Panther are fighting. Black Panther tells Shuri, "Hey, turn on this, sound dampening device that will weaken both of the suits." And eventually, I mean, the fight was what it was. It was a little rubber manish. For me.
Yeah, when they were falling, the CGI didn't look good. And then when he did the fucking thing from like X-Men 1 with Wolverine where he grabs the thing and flies
Yes,
around, I was like,
flies around.
yo, that really looked like X-Men 1. That's crazy. That didn't look good. But that's literally the only CGI that was like noticeably like, this does not look good.
Yeah. So eventually, T'Challa gets a fatal wound on Killmonger, and Killmonger's like, "Yeah, my dad said that this place was pretty beautiful, and he was going to take me there one day." So Black Panther brings him up to a mountaintop or to the entrance of the vibranium cave, and he was like, "Yeah, it is beautiful." And what's his name? Black Panther was like, "We still might be able to heal you," and Killmonger was like, "Why? So you can fucking put me in a jail?" And of course, someone has memed the saying, right? And Killmonger tells Black Panther, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships because they knew death was better than bondage." I'm just like, "You still my gentle heart." God damn.
Yeah.
I feel as though that was
I like that line.
it's a good line. I can't believe that's in a Marvel
Yeah,
movie.
that's what I was like, yo, they went there.
Yeah, man.
Like a whole bunch of lines throughout the entire movie. I'm like, this isn't a Marvel movie.
Yo, do you think Kevin Feige was like,
Kevin Feige was like,
that is... I mean, we're going to leave it in.
Kevin Feige was like, "Yo, leave the shit in because this shit's like this line right here is going to make us a bunch of money."
I think
Do you know how many t-shirts we can sell?
I think the black producer on the movie was telling Kevin Feige, nah, just leave it in. Leave it in. Because
Trust
I can't imagine. 'Cause look, I know we all like to give Kevin Feige, but he's not the only one. You know
Right,
what I mean?
course
right,
not.
right.
And I think the black producer was like, "Nah, yo, leave it in."
Well,
You're
I mean,
gonna
he
get a bunch of
was...
people
I mean...
digging this
Killmonger
shit.
was radicalized, but he was also a product of this sort of, I mean, you could say Hotep. I'm sure that fits a lot of it, but like he was a part of this like really militant sort of 90s blackness, right? And so, yeah, it makes sense for him to be like super woke about, slavery and stuff like that. And look, that's a badass line.
yeah.
Like, it's a badass line. You're like, I mean, that shit's true. Because I immediately thought, would I have jumped off the boat knowing like what was waiting for me on the other side? I'm like, I'd like to think I would.
That's a terrible way to
Like,
die.
did they know?
I mean,
No.
eventually, I think you feel.
I
mean-
like how many boats are coming and going, and like
Yeah,
ain't nobody
People ain't
calling
coming
back. Ain't nobody coming back home.
I mean, if they got to chain you up and put you in the bottom of the
Yeah.
fucking boat,
Right,
like
beating the shit out of you.
Something's awry.
yes.
Right.
I don't know if I would be able to jump though. I don't know if I could kill myself.
I'm gonna need somebody. I'd be like, yo, stab me and then push me in.
Right.
Like I'm sorry. You just gonna like It's cool. Just stab me in the back and just push me in immediately. I'm like, oh shit, and then I just go in and I just can't get out. That's fine. And I just hope a shark shows up quickly. Like that's it. But I don't want to drown. Like that sounds horrifying.
That's a terrible way to die.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got any barrels you could just tie to my feet? Just whoop.
I don't know if I like that they killed his character off. I don't know if I like that they killed two major villains off.
I didn't like that fact.
I don't
at all.
especially with like Ulysses Claw, because we didn't get to see a lot of him in Age of Ultron, and I wanted to see more of him here, or if not here, then in future Black Panther movies. But this movie was like, nope, this is it.
Yeah, I would have liked Claw to have survived, but Killmonger had to die.
Yeah, he had to die. Like
Because he's not redeemable in any... Like, you leave that nigga alive, yo, he's gonna try again to kill everyone.
Yeah,
he even said he was going to do it. He was without saying it, right? Like, we could heal you. Why?
Because you know what's coming. Go ahead and heal me. Look, you wanted this. You knew what this was. No, yo, I'm going to get that Jaguar suit again, and I'm going to try to kill all of you. Now, he had to die, but Claw could have lived. I think Claw could have lived. And just, they could have done something like, something would sound. But again, he's in a place of magic rocks. So you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, and we won't give away the, it ends, everybody's very happy, but we won't give away what the after credit scenes are. Because they're not...
we can give away...
the United Nations.
Yeah, we can give away one where it's basically... the end credit scene specifically designed for Trump, right? Where it's I mean, come on, yo. Like it's him, and he's like, we are willing to, share our resources because we believe that only idiots build barriers and smart people build bridges. And just like real stupid motherfuckers build walls, and we are not stupid motherfuckers. And I can't believe anybody who would build a wall would be smart, because they're not. They're stupid idiots, fucking dummies.
And you had that one white man who was like, "But what can a country of farmers offer us?"
And he was like, "Oh, well."
Oh, and also Shuri and T'Challa went back to Oakland. And they just started that whole Wakanda outreach center.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was mad as a motherfucker, yo. She was like, yo, what the fuck is this? This don't look like Coachella. Disneyland.
That little kid.
This hood ass.
Was that Shot Wrong for Moonlight?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, hey, that little kid can talk. Wow.
And he grows up to smash a chair right on the back of an asshole's head.
Those little kids were like, yeah, look, let's break it apart, see if we can steal some of it.
Break it down for parts.
I was like, y'all little niggas. If just get the fuck away. I'd be like, yo, fire the laser guns. These kids gotta go. But yeah, it was a great movie, man. It was a lot of fun. I do think the whole idea of the UN thing was interesting, and you basically understand that Nakia's philosophy won, right? With the outreach center and everything else, her philosophy was the ultimate one that won.
It was implied that she stayed, right? Because even though she's going to oversee the part of the center,
she was going to stay in Wakanda. So
apparently, her character is a villain in the comics.
That's interesting.
All right, they can do away with that shit. We don't need that.
No, I don't need her to get. I don't need her to get killed off, so you can get some bullshit story with Storm. Because for some reason, everybody.
Alexandra Shipp and Chadwick Boseman.
No.
Isn't she 12?
She's like my age.
Yeah, and he's 45.
Okay.
She's like,
I don't know if Disney would allow that. Is what I'm saying.
I don't want that because she can't act.
What's her name?
Alexandra Shipp. God damn it.
she played Aaliyah.
She played Aaliyah. How old is she?
Oh, you didn't even see the fucking movie.
No, I didn't see the movie.
She was terrible as Storm.
Oh, and she shaved her head and everything for that role.
Yeah, she was like, I'm going to be Storm again. I'm like, I don't think Disney's going to allow that.
Yeah, she's my age.
She did shave her head.
Yeah, she's
fine. She's a little too light to be Storm, though. Sorry.
She looks like Kyle.
She was in Straight Outta Compton?
Was she?
That's who?
Easy's little daughter.
I don't know.
All right. I think that's it for us.
That's
it. Yep, this was episode 124. We will be back with a preview episode for episode 125 next week. But look, we got this out in a timely manner because we thought it was important to talk about all the stuff that goes on with this movie. Share it out. Share out the show. Look, everybody is hyped about Black Panther, so this was a nice deep dive. Again, Hopefully you're not listening to this or watching this before seeing the movie, because that's crazy. But share it out with your friends who have seen it. That would be really helpful to us. And thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you.
Take it easy.
We out.